We heal? All right. They reset my microphone or whatever it was. But what to do, everybody? Welcome to Space JB. I am your host. That's toasted, roasted, sexy chocolate, whatever you want to call me. Your cyberpunk dealer, which I've been in the background working on a few cyberpunk videos simultaneously, because the one thing I want to try to do once I actually start to get back to making long form videos for the channel again, I've been working on these 3 different stories simultaneously. So once I finish them, I can post a video and then kind of have garnered myself a bit of time or just a bit of content to where I can post it a bit more consistently. Because for me, just trying to post a video every week or trying to post a video more than once a month has been pretty difficult for me, and I want to change that moving into this new year. So that's something that I've been working on, and I've been taking this month of January to try to work on these 3 different projects. 2 of them are cyberpunk related, and one of them is not. One of them is a whole different game, but working on those and then posting those videos, and that would give me a time to be like, all right, I can post one this week, post one next week, post one another week. And while I'm doing that, by the time I get into the second video that I'm posting, I've already kept myself kind of reloading, because that'll give me enough time to work on another video and post them, and I can try to keep a certain number in the reservoir. That way I can stay a bit more consistent and when it comes to making content for you all. But how are y'all doing? What y'all up to? What's been cracking with some of y'all out there? How's y'all days going? If y'all look behind me, I got the crew. Hold on, I gotta sneeze. Making sure I'm still alive. I just started getting, my nose is starting to get real itchy right now, and I don't know why. I don't know what the hell is happening. But anyway, I got the crew behind me. You know what I'm saying? Mobile suit. You know what I mean? A L. Vegeta. A specific Vegeta, by the way. This is Majin Vegeta, which, in my opinion, this was a placebo. The whole Majin thing was a placebo on this guy. In my opinion, Broly and Vegeta are the baddest characters in Dragon Ball Z. Okay, so I know a lot of y'all might be Goku lovers out there, and if y'all are, I still love you. I don't hate you or whatever it is, but we can talk about this. We can talk about it. We can argue about it. We can settle it whenever we want to. But Broly is my number one. If you look back there, you can tell, because his ass is right there. So Broly is number one, and depending on which way you move around that photo, he changes. So he goes from non-Super Saiyan to Super Saiyan, or just where he's just like the prince or whatever it is. But anyway, and then on this side we got Hulk, and this one here is a pretty cool because it changes as well. It's a covered background, kind of like my Venom one. I have a Venom poster. You probably can't see it much, but it's up there. I have this banging ass first issue framed Venom poster with the 3D Venom kind of coming out of the cover page, which is sexy as hell. And then you can't see him, but you can see his afro right over here. There's a little Bob Ross. Above him, I have God dang it. Why am I forgetting her name? Which is Maggie. God dang it, I couldn't remember it. But Walking Dead, she's badass too. And I got my crew of pops back here. So for those who never really knew what the hell was going on back there, that's a TV screen right here. See if I can get my finger on the right here. That's a TV screen right there. And then a cool homie of mine, he's an incredible freaking artist and a hell of a human being as well. Hell of a father, hell of a everything. Like, the dude is a friend that anybody would want to have on their team. But his artistic abilities are freaking ridiculously good, and he drew me a banging picture of my 3 favorite things, which is 1, Vash the Stampede, 2, an astronaut, and 3, Broly. So I got 2 Brolys. I got 2 Brolys in the background and a Vegeta. Y'all think y'all really gonna sneak up on me? No, baby. Ain't nothing going down behind space. I ain't got nothing to worry about. When I play horror games, I'm not worried about something coming from behind and scaring me. Nah. And I got the Hulk. So no, you ain't getting this. You ain't getting these cheeks. Talking about Hulk. I was playing some Marvel Rivals, made it to gold 3 in competitive, and I got to tell you something. It was getting nasty. The game is already pretty difficult to do, especially if you don't have a solid crew. If you don't have a good team, it is damn near impossible to win a match. It doesn't matter how good individually the people might be. Working together is a big part of that game. Not just the team ups, but how you team up in each match. Because if a person doesn't understand how to play their position, they can unravel a whole team. If you have healers or people who pick healers and they are in front of everybody, including the tanks, I kind of think there's a problem with that. You know what I mean? I kind of think there's an issue with that. If I have a tank and they're constantly in the back, cornering, dipping in and out like they're magic or whatever it is, or like their Iron Fist, kind of peeking out, trying to find a nice little shot and whatnot, things can go left hard. If you got somebody who's DPSing or an Iron Fist and my ass can't understand how to get out of hell and get healed or get out of the way from getting barraged by everybody, getting back to the healer and the healer juicing me up, you know what I mean? Things are gonna be a problem. So not only do you have to understand your position, but you gotta understand who you have on your team, and they have to understand what the hell they're doing. And it's hard because I put it this way: you can try as many characters as you want. I encourage people, try as many characters as you want. Try them all. Give them all a swing. You know, and if you don't want to, cool. But you gotta find your main 3. You gotta find a tank character that you can utilize. I would say find some sort of DPS, some sort of hit, you know what I mean, or some sort of attacker, somebody that you're good with attacking. And then you don't have to necessarily be a healer, but I think I don't know. Yeah, I love the term strategist. I love the term strategist because healing is part of their job, but I think I may have to sneeze again. Excuse me. Healing is a part of some of their sets, but for some, like a Loki or whatever it is, having the ability to have different copies of yourself and putting them in the right place is key. That's a big thing because now it's kind of like you have 2-3 extra people on your team. So you went from a team of 6 to potentially a team of 9. You know what I mean? Same thing with Namor. Namor and his squids, his turrets. Setting those up in the proper place can truly make a difference in a match if they're set up in the right way, because now you have extra hands doing damage that nobody really has to account for, or better yet, you got some sort of sense marker to be like, okay, somebody is getting attacked by my squid on this side, bada boop, bada bip, let me go ahead and make sure I peek over there to see what's cooking. Like if I'm Penny Parker and I'm setting up, I got my bot mine, or the big cluster mine. I got that behind something that cannot be destroyed. I try my best to put it behind something that cannot be destroyed. And then opposite of that, all the way back to where we are, I'm smoking mines, like patterning mines, clustering mines in certain areas. If there's a wall or a doorway that people got to go through, I'm putting them on the roof. I'm not putting them on the floor. I'm going to put most of them on the roof around the outside where they can't see, around the door frame. And then I'm going to blast a bunch, as many as I can before the match starts. I'm going to blast a bunch to the left or to the right of that. If they're coming at an angle, then I'm going to try to get it to the angle that they can't see. So they have to come around the corner and hear the noise. But by then, you're going to get bots dropping down from the ceiling like some Spider movie shit. And then you're going to get some bots coming at you from one way, which is going to either force you back in, so it's going to pigeonhole you back into the place, or you're just going to get blown up. And then I keep my eye on if I'm Penny and I have to take care of a panoramic setting where there's like multiple entry points or whatever it is, where you have like a main entry, or you could have like a main entry or whatever it is. Let's say that there's more than 2 entry points. You're on a 3. And then depending on where I set my Penny up, I'm gonna mine one area, like period. So that way it gives me 1 to 2 directions that I only have to worry about. The bot mine, the big cluster mine, is for anything that gets behind me that I don't see, so that can alert me to something going on over there. Because it's usually close to where we need to be, and I only use Penny for certain scenarios. Holding down a fort, or kind of needing to take over a spot. That's the only time I'll use her. And sometimes with the taking over, like if we're going in and we got to kind of take over or capture the area, I may start with an Iron Fist and just kind of test the waters a little bit, see what they got cooking, see who their healers are and how they're healing. Because then I can kind of give some information to my team based off of what I'm seeing in the back. I'll like kind of skedaddle my way around, dance and do my thing, ninja my ass all the way through until I get around everybody. And then I peek a bit. I don't just haul ass in there. I'll peek around the corner. Hopefully nobody saw my black ass. Maybe hit another one just so I can scan and see what's cooking. And if I get an opportunity where one of the healers is backing up really hard, I'm juicing in. You know what I mean? I'm thumping some people up, and then I'm taking at least trying to get one healer out as fast as I can. That way I can get my ass out of dodge and get information to my team. Hey, one healer's out, bada boom, bada bip. They're one healer down, getting damage from the front where everybody mostly is, and maybe me and somebody else, if sometimes I have a good healer, they'll follow me and I'll kind of do my thing, pop in, ping, 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 tear somebody up. And if the healer is with me and they haven't noticed me yet, I'll go for the next best thing to the healer. So it's either, if they have 2 healers, I'm trying to take out both of the healers and get the hell out of dodge. That way people can start to press forward harder. And then once I heal up a little bit, if I need to, which I'm most likely going to, once I heal up, me and that healer are going right back in, and I'm trying to get pressure on tanks. That's what I'm going to try to do. I'm going to try to get pressure on tanks so it just starts to really drag their life down while my team is pushing forward. At least that's what I try to do. Not every match goes that way. Let's just be clear. Not every match is going exactly how I say. I've been peeking around corners before. I've jumped in thinking I had the slip and got worked. Every single body turned around and was like, "We've been waiting on you, Jack. We've been waiting on you, Jack. We saw the choices on the screen. We saw all that shit. We've been waiting on you, B." Oh, I got my sparkling water, boy. I've been trying to drink more of that. You know what I mean? 'Cause I've been trying to. For those who don't know, my regular career, I run my own personal and online training business. Matter of fact, speaking of, your boy just acquired his first I've just acquired my first gym space. So it's in a very hot location in the city that I live in. And funny enough, it's right next to a restaurant that's popular in the city. So that's pretty dang awesome. And I'm going to tell you something. If you don't think your boy might be going to that restaurant at night and getting some chicken wings, holla at me. You know what I mean? But so with that, like, goddamn, I've been trying to work on my appetite and like how I treat my food and all that stuff. If I'm going to give things to clients, if I'm going to give information to my clients, then I'm going to make sure that it's stuff that I've tried. And I've been doing this for long enough now to where I don't know everything. It's hard to know everything. I know a lot. I'm learning more, and I will continue to learn as much as I possibly can until the day this brain goes. And that's about it, especially if it's in regards to fitness. So I've been dialing in my own nutrition and everything as well. And I've been kind of breaking things down psychologically from what am I truly looking for when it comes to snacks? Am I craving the sugar? Am I craving the actual snack? Or is it a certain sensation and a certain taste or texture that I'm going for? Let's just say I'm chips. I'm a chip hoe. I'm a chip hoe bag. All right. You want me to do something strange to you? Back in the day, all you had to do is give me some chips or some Pop-Tarts, and you got me. I'm hooking. You know what I mean? I'm throwing it out there. But they're not great for you. And the chips that I love are dyed super red, and they're not great for your intestines at all. The dye itself is horrible on you, and they just actually ruled out that they're gonna nix one of the red dyes. So I think it's like red 3 or something like that that's out. I don't know if that's also the same thing as red 40, but we got one of them out, and that's great. So hot chips are probably gonna look a shit ton different these days. They're not gonna be red. So I wonder if they'll lose the appeal because of that concept, or they're probably gonna figure out a workaround or something. So anyway, but going with that, I've been working on like sensation and a texture and kind of the thing that I'm craving the most. So if it's chips, a little bit of saltiness, the crunch, and that's like about it. That's really what I'm craving. It's not necessarily the hot flavor. It's the saltiness of it, and it's the crunch in the chip. So buy some corn tortillas, fry them things up, and you can even go get like ranch seasoning or something like that. And I can make my own corn flavored ranch tortilla chips. You know what I mean? Like Cool Ranch Doritos, and make that myself. And as far as health wise, they're way better than what I would be getting if I went to the store and bought them. With something like ice cream, I'll take yogurt, Greek yogurt. I'll get pretzels. I can't make pretzels, so I don't know how to make those. But I get pretzels, and then I'll go buy regular chocolate, and I'll melt the chocolate down, and then I'll drizzle the chocolate on the pretzels, shake them up, freeze them, or stick them in like some Ziploc bags and stick them in the fridge. And then when I want to, if I'm really trying to keep them away from my sight, I'll put them in the freezer, and then I'll take those out, get a couple scoops of Greek yogurt. I'll throw some oats on top of that, and then I'll crush up maybe like 5 to 6, if just a small handful. I got big fucking mitts, so if I get up in there, it's all bad. So a small handful of pretzels, crush those up, sprinkle it on top. I got myself a Chobani flip cup. You know what I mean? I got myself a little Chobani banger, and all I had to do was like, it's good with the protein. And if I wanna like, I've been taking the PB2 powder, and I'll like take like a tablespoon, or I think it's like, it might be 6 grams of protein per teaspoon. I'm pretty sure that's what it is, like 6 grams of protein per teaspoon. If not, then it's tablespoon. So forgive me for the confusion. But anyway, 6 grams of protein per. So if I'm hitting like 2 scoops of that, which I only do 1, blend that up, you got yourself like a peanut butter yogurt with pretzels and oats. It's so sexy. It's so sexy, and that takes care of anything that I'd be craving that's more like ice cream or chocolate and all that stuff, and it keeps me from that. The one thing that I cannot replace, though, if we're gonna be honest, I can't replace gummies. Something about Sour Punch straws, something about Sour Patch Kids, something about gummy Lifesavers, gummy Skittles, Albanese gummies, Trolli, whatever you want to call them, Trolli, Haribo, whatever. Sometimes the Haribo ones can be a little chewy. They can get a little hard. You know what I mean? Like, you gotta really be working on them damn things. But the other ones I mentioned, they get me every time. Every time. I know that there's ways that you can make your own gummies. I have a bad fruit allergy, so there's certain shit that I can't make. I'm not complaining. You got to have fun somewhere. You got to have the ability to cut loose somewhere. And I'm not trying to get on a stage, and I'm damn sure not trying to compete in any fashion when it comes to fitness. I am doing my fitness YouTube page, which I just started. So if y'all want to follow me over there, you can. I just started. This is my first kind of announcement of it, but it's Space Lifts, all one word, all caps, you know. You'll see my ass on there posing, trying to pose. But it's just out. It's going to be a educational, entertainment, and workout platform that I'm going to use for anybody out there who follows my fitness journey. I was doing a lot of it over on TikTok, and I want to do more long form videos as well as shorts. So that's going to be where I'm going to do most of that stuff over there. So holla at your boy at Space Lifts if you've been trying to get your ass in the gym or just get information about fitness from a trusted source. So appreciate y'all. And anyway, I know this might be a little different for some of y'all out there, as I'm chatting for a lot longer than y'all probably are used to, as I might be playing a video game by now, but I want to switch some things up. Can you dig it? I want to talk to y'all a little bit. I want to converse with some of y'all. I want y'all talking to me. I want to engage with all you good looking, sexy bastards out there. That way we can get to know each other a little bit. You know what I mean? Because the one thing is, a game that I do want to play that's popular, it's better to play it with my homies, and that's Marvel Rivals. You know what I'm saying? Another game that I do love to play, Cyberpunk, but I don't have a lot of the heavy mods, so I don't play it as often for you all. I love playing it for myself, though I do want to talk a little bit about Cyberpunk today. And also, I don't know, man. Sometimes I don't want to play a video game. I just want to chill. Streaming ain't always just about video games. Sometimes we can just chat here. Sometimes we can just sit here and catch up. We can watch some stupid videos, do all types of shit, and go from there. I think the last time I streamed, I think I showed y'all a video of this. It always gets me, of this little kid getting thrown in the trash can because his father was into some goonery stuff. His father was in supposedly he was in opposition to a gang. They could have been the same gang style. They could have been Crips. They could have been Bloods. He could have been Bloods. They could have been Crips. It could have been any number of things. But they caught him lacking, and they threw his baby in a trash can. I don't know why that makes me laugh so hard in the inside, but it is fucking hilarious that instead of hurting the guy, they said, and I'm guessing this part, they told him either we will fuck you up or we could throw your baby in the trash. And in my opinion, he threw his own goddamn baby in that trash. He wasn't taking that ass whipping. He said, you know what, dog? He's only like 2. He ain't going to remember nothing. Popped him right in the trash. And they took a picture of the kid in the trash can next to like what looked like some Chinese food. He's just in there just reaching, screaming, not having a good time at all. If you think that kid ain't going to remember that traumatizing event, his emotions are going to allow him to record that detail. He might have it in little flashes or whatever it is. You know what I'm saying? He might be like, kind of like, there was one time I remember I was in the stroller and my dad was going super duper fast. And then the world was upside down. That's it. Yep, your dad was hoofing it with you in the stroller, and the ops caught him, and you got tossed in the trash can, my guy. Like, they threw you in the trash, my dude. Why? Why are people like that? I want to see something real fast. Y'all know one thing I be watching sometimes. I gotta tell y'all. I be watching those. I gotta admit this, man. I be watching those mini kitchen cooking shows where it's a tiny kitchen, tiny utensils, and they out here doing it big. Is it bad to watch fail army videos on here? But I'm finna show y'all one. I'm finna show y'all what I'm talking about. Mini cooking? Yeah, let's go. Let's go. Okay, what are they making? Miniature spaghetti and meatballs. Like, are you kidding me? So easy. Miniature Takis fried chicken with spicy noodle recipe ASMR. One second, everybody. One second. Are y'all with me though? Let me I gotta switch my audio over 1 second. Oh, it's already switched over. Okay. Is that on game? Good. Where my headphones at? Right behind me. Okay. And hey, you know what? I haven't done this in a bit, man. Let me get up and give y'all some love, man. Thank y'all for tuning in. Appreciate y'all. I love y'all. I don't know how many of y'all are out there. I turn off my viewer counter. That way I don't have to worry about trying to entertain based off of views. It's just I'm gonna chat and talk, and wherever people tune in, that's where they tune in at. You know what I'm saying? Give me 1 second. I'll be right back. I have to go grab my chapstick. My shit's starting to get real dry. All right, we back. I use Blistex for my lips. You know what I'm talking about? It gives me this cooling effect on there. Well, this one does. It's medicated. Yeah, baby. And I heard that the reason that your lips get super dry is one reason is because you don't have sweat glands on your lips, and the skin on your lips is very, very thin. Sweat glands help provide oil to the top layer of your skin to some cases to help keep your skin a bit more moisturized and all that jazz naturally. But your lips don't have none of that. So you got to use stuff like this or whatever else you need. You know what I mean? Carmex, chapstick, whatever you need. All right, let's do this. Miniature cooking. Check them out. Video control panel not found. Okay, a question I've always had. Where the fuck do they find the many ingredients? Not many as in the many ingredients. Sometimes my Texas accent kicks in and it sounds like I'm saying one thing and I'm not. The many ingredients. The many ingredients. You know what I'm saying? Where do they find these things? And if not, if they're making it, holy cow. Because if there's anywhere I can go buy a tiny, spicy bulldog noodles pack, I would love to. I would absolutely kill it. I don't need the mini mixer here. That's fucking crazy too. A lot of this stuff is crazy. The kitchen looks so good. The mini kitchen, I've lived in the house. My kitchen here is pretty sexy. But the kitchen that I had at the house that I was at before, it was not as sexy as this kitchen in this mini situation.
Is this for me?
Where do they find the mini chicken? You know what I'm saying? Who are they pulling that off of?
Okay, wait me. I'll make something for you.
That's not enough seasoning. That's not enough seasoning.
Hey, give it back to me.
So are they?
Hey, help me.
Is she on the other side of that house? You know, coming in there like, you know, with the creepy hand and fighting with herself like this right here. You know what I mean?
Help me watch the talkies.
Okay. I would have layered that, but again, I'm not running a mini cooking show. Never mind. Nah. Think you do better. I think they make those. I think they make all of this stuff. Little egg wash, you know what I'm saying? Make sure it's stick. You got to double dip it. You better get back in that flour. You better get. No! No! They didn't.
You are really greedy.
Huh?
Oh
They finna make some more stuff? Oh shit, yeah. Shit, yeah. We got a little.
Hello? Can I have a ramen bowl?
no! Okay.
So, I don't know where I started kind of liking these videos, but I did. I started liking miniature cooking videos because I couldn't tell you. Actually, I don't fucking know. I think something about tiny things gets me. Like there's this show on Rick and Morty that pops up when they do the international or not the international, the what is it? Intergalactic or interdimensional cable or whatever it is. But there was a thing on there. It was a commercial for a restaurant called Little Bits. And I'm into it. I'll show y'all what I'm talking about. I'll show y'all exactly what I'm talking about. Let's see if we can find it. Little Bits. There's tiny pizza, tiny lasagna.
Hey, listen. Is your mouth tiny and small? Then why don't you come down a little bits?
Little Bits.
Where the food is tiny, it looks like regular food but really tiny. You can put it in your mouth and eat it. Nothing gets stuck in your lips. It's just tiny and fits right in. Fits right in.
Little Bits.
We got tiny of lasagna, tiny pizza, tiny pie. Little tiny fried eggs. Oh shit, we got tiny people.
Little Bits.
You hungry? Come on down.
Little Bits.
Eat some shit, you stupid bitch. Just kidding.
His pants were around his ankle at that point. But yeah, so that helps feed into the miniature cooking shit. Don't judge me. All right, let's watch one more. Y'all know y'all like this shit too. Don't be mad. I mean, do they really care about the seasoning? I mean, you probably got to if you're trying to make it look like miniature cooking. You probably do have to. Can we get a meat? Can we get a meat thermometer in there? Chicken stock. Okay. Miso paste. Okay. All right. Okay. I'm starting to feel like some of these sounds are ADR. You know what I mean? Like these aren't what you're hearing. Those aren't the sounds you're hearing at that time. That's not what you're hearing. Like that shaker shit, there's no damn well that shit that it sounds like that. It probably does not. Okay? But I could be wrong. Like the stirring speed didn't match. It's like come on now. Come on now. Come on now. Ramen. Oh, what are we making? Best ever miniature dairy milk and Oreo drip cake decorate. They going too far. Oh shit.
Wow. Here you are.
That's crazy. That's crazy. Like, I don't know how they do that. I don't know how the hell they did that. I'll do this though real fast. 1 second. I see something. Trying to think of what it is though. I think it is Cooking Fails. Yeah. 1 year ago. 3 months ago, Funniest Cooking Fails. 1 month ago. See, I'll tell y'all something. When I was a kid, shit like that would got my ass whipped. Like, there's no seeing stuff like that. When I see kids doing a lot of that stuff, and they be covered in shit and whatever it is because they made a mess of some things. It's like, that's the stuff that honestly, I'd get my ass kicked for. What do they have from last year? What the fuck you do? Well, he feeling himself. Look at he biting the lip. He feeling himself. He said, fuck yeah. Second day on the job, he said, fuck yeah, they already put me up top because they like my look. Look at him. Shot. He said, wait a minute. One more time. What happened? Did he turn around too fast? Did you take that video? My dog is in serious fucking trouble. My dog is in serious trouble if that happens. There you go. 1, 2, 3. There's not like a oh my gosh. And my thing is that because the camera's awkwardly on her face like that. Is that a thing? Come on! You ruined your homie's birthday party. You already won. Why did you continue?
Crack a bit of butter in there. at that. It's just...
He done. He fed up now. He say, always with this social media shit. He said, always with these posts, always making me take pictures of my food, always trying to make me take a picture of feeding you and whatnot. He's like, I'm just trying to eat. She was like, I swear it's going to be funny. He like... Not even not a, I'm sorry. My bad.
Ja, maar het is niet weggegooid, hè?
Niet.
Oh, ik heb het op beeld. Ik heb het op beeld.
La madre que te parió.
That was pretty funny. Oh, that's a cool ass backyard. Nope. 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 You don't even try to grab it? You don't even try to grab it. Like, what was in his other hand? A plate? Yeah. The plate's gonna break if you don't hurry up. Oh, hell no.
Seriously? Seriously? You gonna stand there on the food with your boots?
And I'm filming that. No, you're watching.
Sometimes in my mind, I'm thinking like, why do people do these things? You know what I'm saying? Like, what I've felt happen with social media at times is social media to some folks is just as important as Jesus to some people, just as important as Allah to some people. Social media is a deity of itself. And sometimes people will do anything to please their God. And I mean anything, including hurting people, hurting animals, all types of shit. These are some more lighthearted stuff here. But what I will say is, not all money is good money. And sometimes certain people just don't need to be famous. You know what I'm saying? Like, some people just don't need fame. Subscribe to Fail Army if you ain't already subscribed to Fail Army. You know what I'm saying? Get your laughs on.
Oh, Dylan, that was all you, buddy.
That was all you, buddy. What are you doing?
Oh, yeah. We have chicken Alfredo.
See what I'm saying? He could have just picked the camera up. He could have just picked the camera up.
22.
Hit it.
Achtung.
Hit it. Hit it. Now you hit it.
That's what happens when Daddy cooks.
Let's see your shirt.
No.
Let's see your shirt.
Well.
What? Why does this happen to me? Oh,
Why did you put a plastic? Why did you put a plastic tray in the oven? Oh! Is that how they do that? Now I'm gonna be looking for that. I'm gonna be looking for that screw in the cheese or the pizza. Glue. This is why when people be like, why doesn't my food look like it does on the commercial? This is fucking why. Cause it ain't real. I remember I did a commercial. I was when I was living in Vegas, I was doing acting and things were going really, really well for me. Another thing that I quit at because I was too scared to continue and I basically shut the door on myself. But anyway, I got to the point where I was doing this catalog gig where if you're doing modeling runway, they want you to be a certain height that they look for. It's the appeal, it's the look, they have a standard, and that's just what it is. But if you aren't as tall, but you have a good look, you can go for catalog. And catalog is magazines, because what catalog does is you're not seen live, so they can manipulate camera angles to make you look taller, to make you look larger than life, or to make you look the way that they want the audience to perceive you and perceive their brand. You know what I mean? So I was doing a catalog shot for a company called Field and Streams. And for those out there who know who Field and Streams is, it's like a Cabela brand, a hunting brand, a outdoorsman brand. And I landed the gig, and I ended up taking, the gig was shot in Utah at a very sexy ranch lodge called Buffalo, I think it was called like Buffalo Lodge actually. So anyway, but I think it was Buffalo Ranch Lodge. I think that's what it was called. So anyway, matter of fact, I'm gonna see if I can find that real quick. See if that's still, if that's what it's called. Utah. Yep, Utah, Buffalo Ranch, Utah Zion. Hell yeah. Let me see if that's what it's called. If this is the one. Zion White Bison Resort. I'm gonna show y'all what this ended up looking like. If this is the one. Yep. Wait, I don't remember seeing the Utes out there. Or the TPs. I don't remember seeing those out there. So no, this is different. This is different. That's different. Is that it? Zion Mountain Ranch? This is the one. This is the one. So this is where we were for this photo shoot. I'm gonna just show y'all some of the things. So there's a dude on there. Funny enough, his name was Christian. He built these lodges, and there's different variations of the lodges. And the cool thing is that you have Mount Zion, not too far away, and the part of the Grand Canyon is out there too. So each one of these has their own area. You can get all different types. Let me see. Like each ranch is different. Like they have like certain lodge sections, and each one of them like can host like 2 people. It's kind of like a couple's lodge. There's some that can host like parties of people and all that other stuff. Yep. This is pretty funny. Just coming back and looking at some of these. So this right here, funny enough, this is actually one of the areas that we shot at. I remember the camera crew, and I was asking the photographer about it because just chatting with them and just kind of making conversation. Because when you go out there, they got to set up, and then you have the lighting and all this other stuff that they're setting up for everything, and depending on what time of day it is and all that jazz. So they come out, and this photographer, amazing person, they had a huge suitcase, humongous suitcase that was full of just lenses. And I was like, yo, with photography, I said, the camera, I'm sure with what you do professionally, that has to be like super expensive. And they was like, yeah, the camera is one thing, but the most expensive item are the lenses. Those things can range from a few $100s to a few $1,000s for the fucking lenses. You know what I'm saying? The shit that they screw onto it or attach onto it, those things are 10 times more expensive than the camera itself. So we did some shots out in this area. I remember posting up on this fence. We did a shot where we were up on top of the deck or whatever it is, and I was holding a mug, and I was with a girl, and it made it look like we were a couple and all that stuff, and we were drinking coffee and all that other jazz. And then another one where I was just kind of posted up, and they had me kind of look off into the distance and all that jazz. But these things are so sexy. The only thing is that if you are not a fan of bugs or spiders in particular, you got to be careful, because they're cut down from the trees in the area. They're made from all that stuff. They're designed a certain way, but they are on a ranch out in Utah. There are some damn spiders up in those corners. You know what I'm saying? But other than that, sexy as hell. And they have a restaurant on the ranch, and the restaurant, I'll tell you something. I think they went back there, killed the food right on deck, brought it out to us, and served it up good, real good. But they have so many activities that you can do. All of these activities were there. We did a bunch of different shots doing part of these activities here, from riding horses. They didn't have the e-bike thing when I did the shoot. This is years ago, back in like 2015. You know what I'm saying? Like 2015, 2016. That was when I was doing that. These things they didn't have these activities just yet, but the Jeep tours, the canyoneering, hikes and all that jazz. So we went out into the ranch, we went out into the wilderness and did all that stuff. It was fun. I remember the reason I was telling that story was because we did a shot on the inside of one of the cabins in the kitchen. And in the kitchen, they set up like a meal as if we were getting like all of there was 4 of us on this project, 2 dudes, 2 gals, and we were all part of this project. And they had us in this thing like we were all buddies, and we're serving up food and yada yada yada. We're about to have a big dinner. That's what the scene was. And they showed me how they did the steaks. So they'll buy a real steak, but they don't cook that son bitch. They'll cook it for a few. They'll get it real hot. Like they'll get the grill really hot. And then they start to decorate it. They give it those lines that are, synonymous with the steak. You know what I'm saying? Those grill lines, as if it came fresh off the Barbie. But no, it's not like that at all. They kind of have like a wire, and they just, and they burn it into it. You know what I mean? They'll use anything from a curling iron to a wire, a hot wire, to, or like a little, not a soldering thing, but it's like that. And they'll just sear it. Because they don't got time to be waiting for 45 minutes or however long it's going to take to make that steak look like that. And if it's cooked wrong, it's not going to look as appealing. So they did it that way, and I was like, yo, okay, so none of this shit's real. They was like, nah, we got to set this stuff up. We got to move on and do other shots. But I had to pour a pitcher of water for a glass of water. And the funny thing is, when you see those shots, the actors were pouring the water, but we got to find a way to pour it super duper slow to where the flow is constant. So we got to be mindful of that. And we have to be able to look effortless, even though we probably been holding our fucking arm up like that for anywhere from 40 seconds to 3 minutes. We're just like, and we got to keep that smile on our face, and you got to make it look like you're having a good time, whether it's laughing. And with laughing, I have an issue in my personal life when I laugh or when I smile big. My eyes squint. It's just automatic. I look like I'm high as hell. But when you're in acting, they want to see your eyes because it's friendly. It looks like that's what a lot of people will recognize, and they'll associate that with a little bit more like this triangle here. They'll associate that with the feeling that they're trying to get. Because if I'm pouring it upset and I'm looking angry, the first thing that they're going to think is like, oh, what's going on? What's happening in the scene? But if I'm looking very comfortable, I'm looking joyful, that's the feeling that they want to bring as far as their brand. They want to show that. My main light cut off because my console went into rest mode. So anyway, I'll get that back on here in just a second. But this is where we did that shot at, and that was the first time I ever saw that food wasn't made the way that I thought it was for these type of events, because that was my first big catalog gig that I ever done, and it was one of the best times I've ever had. I would personally get back into modeling and acting as just my own personal thing because I loved it so freaking much, yet I just haven't done it. I haven't taken the step forward since I moved. I just haven't done it. But yeah, that's something I wouldn't mind picking back up again. I definitely would. So anyway, going back to the food. Wait, what did they put in there? Jello. Okay. White glue. Plastic ice cube, yeah, I've seen those. That's how they do it. Because the regular ice starts to crack and melt, so it's hard. Keeps garnishes on the surface. Make your fruit look fresh. Ultra strong hold, shiny spray. But that does make them look good. Huh. I didn't know that. What is that? Glucose syrup? Glucose syrup makes the noodles look fresh. I mean, the other one don't look that bad. I feel you. That's still weird to me though. Stick something in it. That honestly looks terrible. That honestly looks terrible. Like that, I wouldn't. If that was on a commercial, I wouldn't eat that shit. That is what they really do look like for us, though. But that shit looks terrible. That looks like a fucking Mondo brother. Engine oil doesn't absorb into the pancake? Wait, what? They're fucking putting engine oil on that? Engine oil doesn't absorb into pancakes. Lord have mercy. Give me the ones on the left now. Liquid lipstick. Lipstick deepens their redness. None of the results. What? Hold on. What is that? I couldn't read that fucking fast. None of the results are edible, used only for commercial purposes. Shocking secrets of the food. Oh, this is another one. All right. Shops buy apples that are covered in wax. I've heard about that. I'm allergic to apples, so I really don't. You know, wax keeps them shiny and saves. Wash off the wax under lukewarm water. Coloring is transferred to the white napkin. It's full of coloring and chemicals. Oh, Lord have mercy. I think I've seen this one before, though. Like, there's like some gum. Synthetic fibers? Oh, hell. If you don't make it, don't eat it. Go to a restaurant, yeah, but you know what I'm saying? Like, that's fine. But harmful, natural. Wait a minute, what was that? Mayonnaise? Iodine? Starch on, starch off. Shit, well, I don't really buy mayo anyway. Ugh. Fake honey. Cold water. Honey diluted with sugar syrup. I'm guessing there's a certain pattern at real honey. One can see honeycomb pattern. Genetic memory of honey. Holy shit. Hot water. Is that butter? Butter. Margarine. High quality butter is made from cream or milk. That's oil. That's some sort of oil or something like that. Margarine made from palm oil doesn't melt. Does it still... The coloring has nothing to do with the flavor. So if you do something like that, like if you do something like that, then that right there is completely, like you can still get the soda fizz out of that, right? Right? Huh. One second. Yeah, that's crazy. I think that's wild. Can you still get the soda flavor from that? Can you? Or will it taste a bit different? Huh, I don't know. something real fast. Yeah. All right. See something.
Worry your head about.
All right. How's everybody doing tonight anyway? What y'all up to? What y'all doing? What y'all got cracking? Finish up smoking this little bleezy real quick. Catching up with some of y'all. So for those out there who follow me for Cyberpunk content, let's get into a few updates here. So I don't know if y'all have seen the last few episodes of Neon V. And if you haven't, we're going to do a little recap. You know what I mean? That way, for those who don't know about this series, if you are a fan of Cyberpunk, you can kind of get the understanding of what it is that I'm trying to create with this series. And maybe, just maybe, you'll go back and watch some of these episodes again. Just to, I don't know, whatever. Anyway, I'll show y'all the original Neo V right here. First episode, Street Samurai. That was the first episode. That was the title of the first episode in the original version of this. The first episode in the new one is God dang it. Cut a Corpo's Throat. That's what it's called. So this is the first one, the first iteration. It's a little buggy and choppy. My technology was a little different at that time. But it starts off, and I was trying to do like voiceover in it. So I was trying to flex my voice acting chops. I got some work to do. That's all I got to say. How many years ago was this? When did I drop this? 2 years ago.
V? Status? On location. About to find your man. Rick's one of the good guys, you'll see. I trust him like a brother. Yeah, so you said.
Still got to grab materials. You still got to get shit. But I tried to play it as smooth as I possibly could. I wanted to look around at things, kind of track the camera, do things that I thought would be more episodic, more realistic viewing, as far as if you were watching a show from first person.
You with Kirk?
Yep.
Cameras are blind. You got 20 minutes.
My thing is, why were you sitting in the dark?
Kirk, I see the ride. Your moment to shine, kiddo. Good luck.
So I'm trying to build the tension with it too. You dig?
Let's take this piece of wonder tech for a whirl. You're a man of little faith. See? We're rich. Now fire her up and call
Some
me when you're
things.
underway.
These are some things that I miss about making, like, creating this. And this is one of the things that I'm working on is the next episode to Neon V. But these things bring me so much joy.
Get the fuck out.
And this is Jackie, one of the hardest motherfuckers out of Haywood I've ever met. He's my best friend. I know it's hard to tell right now with a piece of cold chrome staring down my face, but I'd say this Choom has a bit of a soft side. Well, I wouldn't tell him that to his face, though. He also could have a bit of a short fuse. And at the moment, he's trying to rob me. I'm not sure if this is how all friendships in Night City start, or if this is just my luck. Either way, I'm glad I met him. And at the moment,
I got
a
a
decision.
I got a decision to make.
Get the fuck out.
Try to hit that gas pedal. He said, "What are you doing?
Fuck. You can drive. Now out. What are you doing?
What are you doing?" So, for those who knows how this all starts, you meet this cop, and in this episode, in this show, I was showing it from the beginning. Like, I was trying to chop up the beginning and give more story to the story, because the thing about Cyberpunk when it first came is that the campaign, where it was the most amazing, it was so short-lived, it seemed. And then everything else after that kind of tapered off. But the first 45 minutes to maybe 2 hours of gameplay, phenomenal. And I understand that things went wrong, or not went wrong, but the world went wrong, or got kind of done wrong with the whole pandemic situation. So that changed a lot for CDPR, and if given the amount of time that they could have needed, let's just say, I've always said, if they would have launched the one right before they launched Phantom Liberty, or if they would have launched this game with Phantom Liberty, if they would have waited until then, I personally wouldn't have been pissed. I think the game could have been it could have won so many awards, like Game of the Year, Best RPG, whatever you want to name it, score, voice acting. It could have won a lot, because the female voice on here, I think that girl, that woman is amazing at what she does. I love her voice. I think she's an amazing voice actress. Killed it. So I wanted to bring more of that to Cyberpunk and try to expand within the story, like what was fun, what was being said, but just kind of giving it a bit more of that lore, giving people more of that episodic feel. And this was coming off of watching a show called Altered Carbon too, so I was feeling myself.
You're under arrest.
Stay where you are!
Hands where I can see you.
So just going into
Suggesting we let him go, sir? I suggest you
the
toss him
intros
in
are different.
cuff legs broken, so this trash.
And I was a street kid. So that was the difference with this one here. I started off as a street kid with this story. And when I did the other one, when I did the Neon V, I was a corpo. So it just changed things. It just changed things subtly, for sure. Let's see. All right.
You heard him. Fuck.
No. Ugh. So instead of me creating a trailer or an intro, I stuck with what was in the game. Yesterday's body count. Haywood. You're all screwed. Santo Domingo poking holes in the power grid. Come on now. Taping cyber psycho victims off of pavement. Pacifica. Well, Pacifica is still Pacifica. So after that, it goes into later. I wanted to kind of tell this story from two ways. Coming from the future, going to the past, and presenting a bit of the present to seamlessly kind of weave it together, or to try to weave it together. Which doesn't, I'm not being any creative genius with that. That's just what I was trying to do. That's about it.
Hey, V.
So glad you came.
Mulled it over in my head. Y'all were right.
So this gave given a chance to show what V was capable of at this point, like why V was so dangerous. And I kind of wanted to suck people into the story right away. And I felt I didn't know how to do that at the time. I didn't know how to kind of really create a story from a game. I had a concept that I wanted to do. So this was about trying to make V look like a bad mofo. And going through this process of kind of where he was and what got him there and the loss that came with that.
I'm a man of the business. Pleased to see you have not forgotten your roots.
So where we started is where this episode ends. It ends right before I go into that place and how I meet Jackie and all that jazz. So that's how the first episode starts. I don't even remember how under toxic water was. I think that was the episode where I dove. Where I dove with Judy. Judy, baby.
I didn't want to have to do it, but y'all made me.
I don't even think I really stuck to the concept of my own story. I think I was kind of doing more playing the game instead of creating the story.
Hussein, you saved my life. Thank you.
All right. I'll go into the original of this one. Oof. Oof. That still gets me every time. I'm telling y'all something. I feel it in my bones. This channel keeps growing. I continue to make Cyberpunk content. This thing right here is going to be something people, if when they catch on to this intro, they're going to dig it. I say that not as in like they're going to dig me. They're going to dig it. It's sexy. It is a very sexy thing that's one of the coolest things I think I've ever created. I still think that's just so sexy.
Check what you're looking for somewhere in this building.
So,
Probably
all right.
the pendejos that kidnapped her.
The shots that I get, I'm going back to look at some of these so I can really keep this concept going. I like to go back and look at these to make sure I'm staying on point, stand on story. Oh, and that's me flexing my muscle again and my voice acting chops.
Don't move. Speaking of which, got you a little something. Militech training shard. In case you need to brush up on your dance moves. Down for some target practice in VR?
Militech? Jack, we're talking classified military-grade shit here. How'd you get it?
Debug. And our girl made a couple adjustments.
Why? Think she knows better?
Nah. Said it didn't suit her style.
Not now, Jack. No time. Maybe later.
Sure. Mañana.
Mañana.
Kako give you any
Mañana.
tips and tricks for the job?
I'm not your mother. Just do what I pay you for. It's easy work.
Let's do this.
Elevator. This way.
Con app like this infested with scabs. Hope Wakako ain't sending us on a mission to rescue a corpse. This place reeks, Jack. Still, surprisingly better than your cooking. Jack, stop joking around. Time to get serious.
Target's Sandra Dorset. Target's biomon went mute a couple hours back. Suspected abduction.
Target could have possibly flatlined already. Not sure you're in time.
We're in time, Bug. We. Sure you're on phones, but that don't make you any less part of this squad.
Squad. Charming.
Bug, could at least try to be nice.
You want nice, supportive? Call a damn helpline.
Sandra Dorset. That name sounds familiar, Jack. Ringing all types of bells. She's a corpo suit for Arasaka.
Looking for 1237. Target should be inside, but I got zero eyes on her biomon. Fingers crossed it's not too late. Ugh, I hate this life or death
Get
shit.
back inside.
Hurry.
Lock it now. I suck so bad at voice acting, but I loved every bit of trying. I'm gonna keep working. I'm gonna bring a bit more of that back in these next few episodes.
My ram fizzed out and I couldn't break through the ice. You gotta let that go.
Just trying to bring more life to it, baby. Trying to bring more conversation to it, baby. Some of these take a whole bunch of times recording, like 30, 40, a bunch of times recording the same part over and over again, just to try to get the moves down. Like where I'm looking, where I want to look during certain lines and all that other stuff. I get blocking, you know what I mean? Trying to make sure that what I'm doing matches, and then I try to repeat it and try to get it down and make it as smooth as I possibly can. Like walking up to the door, just trying to get the edit down to where I can get up to it quick enough to where the choice doesn't pop up. That's like part of the real hard part, is like trying to get there, make it all smooth, make it look good, and get there to where things aren't seen and things that I can't get around, because sometimes choices pop up. There's just certain edits, and I try to remember that and just figure out a way to film around it.
Where is she?
Fuck you.
Get your ass in that. Smoked him.
On your toes. More bodies incoming. They're almost on you.
One's getting strapped for boosters at the clinic. And there's the corpo gun.
Oh yeah, they're coming. Wait for your chance. Pick the prick off.
I kill you! Nice shot! Get him up the shreds! Man down!
Trying to remember that I'm in this game, you are in the future. You do have a certain level of dermal to your skin. Fucking smoke it. But you aren't invincible. So I try to also with these, when you go back in for a fight, certain people are in certain places and they kind of react very predictably in certain cases, but they're not always the same. So you gotta try to get it as good as you can. And that, I think, part of like recording that to me is so fun. Like I've always thought of myself as being a person that would, if I ever had a cool job that had to do with gaming, I would love to bring some form of the GTV back and do something where it's like cheat code games or something fun to where me and other gamer influencers sit down and have interviews, like make it that of the gaming network area.
What?
And
What do you mean get his attention?
or I would love to be the guy in the background that plays the video game for an event. I would love to be that guy. Buzz that. Fuck him up. Huh?
They're coming. Cabrones. Ticas locas. Let's wait and plan a spree. Take one down. Just real quiet. Hey, grab the one closest. Let's take him. Suerte.
I wanted to show this kind of situation that V's memory or V's vision, he's already a person that gets into his own head. So creating that element of like V is already a person that
Behind you, V.
perspectively goes into his own thoughts and can be in this world and get lost in that, was a way to start to tiptoe towards this thing that's going to be in his mind, or just V's mind isn't always what you see at face value. Sometimes where he could be in a thought, he could be in a memory, he could be in that and not in the reality at that time, and we are in along with that. So having that feel like, all right, we're taking trips into this person's mind. When Johnny Silverhand comes around and we put the chip into our brain, I think that's already something that is really cool to present, because there's a version of himself he has in his mind that he thinks of and gives life to, and then he's gonna have Johnny Silverhand in there, and it's not just the vocal version of V that we hear. There's that his his consciousness, or what he creates of himself, that kind of ultimate hero, that super guy, that, you know, RoboCop or whatever it is, and then Johnny Silverhand invading his brain after that, and that's gonna have a bit fun knocking. I think creating that world is gonna be so fun. I'm hoping I can make like 3 seasons of this shit. That's what I'm gonna try to go for. I gotta wrap up this one, but I'm hoping I can make like 3 seasons of this shit. And then once I get this one finished, I think I'll feel a bit more comfortable and confident in creating the season 2 and all that stuff, because we can get into more of the new material and all that in season 3. Hopefully get into either Phantom Liberty and all that stuff, and that's when we'll start to act on that. Season 2 is going to be all Johnny Silverhand. That's like what it's all about, is this engrammatic form of this person that's in our head and all that jazz, and just how we operate with that, and how we deal with the loss of Jackie. I'm still debating if I want to do the episode where Jackie dies in this season, or if I want to make that like something a part of season 2. You know what I'm saying? And then this here is just V's rise to it, and then season 2, that'll be like somewhere in season 2, that'll be the catastrophic loss that V suffers at that time, and then he gets infected with this in grammatic form after that. So he loses his best friend, but now he has this terrorist in his mind, you know? Same thing that Cyberpunk is doing, but just stretch it out a little bit and add a little of this to it.
Nova anyway. Jesus fucking Christ. Shit, V. I mean, I got a stomach of steel, but this, I wasn't made for this shit, you know. Chop shops, what they do to people. Fucking scav psychos. No more jobs like this. Te lo juro por mi madre.
Think I got her. Got our target.
I mean,
She alive?
it's in the video
About to
game, so
find out.
forgive the nudity, but we're gonna skip that.
Ice, hooks, cleavers.
Scott Muncher's hack, huh?
This isn't for kids,
Check her neural cord.
so just.
Find a shard. Pull it. That'll be what's muting the bomb.
Is that even safe?
But I've seen a nipple or
just get
two
her outta
on
here?
YouTube before.
We
Just
found her
saying.
still breathing. Can't lose her. We need that biomod working. Checking for hemorrhages, whatever. Find that shard and yank it.
Is that even safe? Can't we just get her out of here?
We found her still breathing. Can't lose her. We need that biomod working. Checking for hemorrhages, whatever. Find that shard and yank it.
Found the shard. Removing now.
Check the biomod. Anything change?
Greetings, Sandra. If you are conscious, assume recovery position now. An emergency evacuation unit has been dispatched and is due to arrive at your location in 180 seconds.
Biomon claims trauma will be here in 3 minutes.
Your premium plan will cover 90% of the projected costs of your rescue and treatment.
So trying to make that a big part of that too. What Cyberpunk already did really well was add text and information in the background or in part of what's going on to help you kind of get an idea of what this world is, what's happening in this world. there is not only do you have insurance, but it's a updated given thing, and they tell you what exactly is going on. They will cover this much amount of your cost. This is going to be here at this amount of time. And imagine, just from those who've ever seen Edge Runners, imagine what was going on with David's mom. She didn't have a really good trauma team plan. So her rescue was there, but because of her plan, they didn't do shit. With Sandra Dorset, she is one of the top tier trauma team plan havers due to where she works. She works for Night Corp. You know what I'm saying? So they're hooked. If you work for a powerful corporation, you're going to be given certain luxuries, and that is no different than what goes on in the world today in certain aspects. But the luxury that they get is a pretty substantial trauma team plan, and most of those companies give these people very like top tier upgrades, whether it's the new Karoshi optics or whether it's something from augmentation, either an implant, like if they need something for security, if it's more of a Sandeva stand, I was running down my spine, or thinking like the central nervous system, or if it's something augmented on the externals, like gun in hand, smart link, whatever it could be, they get those things given to them to help them do their job and as perks of the job. So with Dorset, hers is, this is part of that. You get to see what perks you have given the circumstances, but you also, how the fuck did she get caught up by Trauma Team? They must have done something to her in order for Trauma Team not to get a signal or not to get a update that something went down with Sandra. You know what I mean? That something went down with their client.
Jack, look sharp. Not done yet. Don't know who's out there.
Locked and ready, hermano. Do your thing.
So we pulled the shard that was disrupting the signal in her brain.
Jackie, air hypo. Fuck, this is bad.
Boom.
I think. Holy shit, it worked.
Fuera, cabrón. Get her outside. Scav rats abandoning ship. Must have seen trauma. Decided to cut their losses. Fuera, get her out. Terrace.
Look at that.
Landing. Stand clear. Initiating security.
I tried to turn around. I was acting as if that dust and everything that was blowing, but also I loved that concept of you don't see what's coming out of there. It's an ambulance, it's a trauma team unit, it's your EMTs, you know what I'm saying, so to speak. But for those who aren't as familiar with the world, and also for those who are familiar with the world, I loved this turnaround reveal of these armed militant emergency responders or rescue responders drawn down on you, and you're like, it's kind of like this oh shit of moment, no matter who it is. I think that's a really good reveal to what Trauma Team is.
Landing. Stand clear.
Like I back up, turn around, and then I come back, and there's these fucking people just dumping out of this thing with guns.
Place the patient on the ground.
Trying to make this part smooth, because there's a command that's like press, put her down, or whatever it is. So try to make that as smooth as possible. Wow. I probably should have added a little more oomph to that.
TT-133 to control. Patient NC570442 secured. Stimulants being administered. 70 milligrams dopamine, 110 norepinephrine, 800 fibrinogen.
Take care of yourself, Sandra. I'm trying to add a little goodbye, you know, like, hey, peace out, you know. And then I thought of this shot about like over the edge kind of thing.
Gets us to the garage direct.
Good work. Shit show's over.
But it chopped it a little bit differently.
Cutting my wires now. See you in the near future.
Listen, man, I got this thing. Mind if I borrow your wheels? I got a date with Misty, but I can't take the metro. How's it gonna look for me?
Won't leave you hanging, Jack. But don't get used to it.
I was trying to play it off like Jack walked around the corner. I saw this money laying on the table. And it's like, shit, fuck it. I'm going to take this scrap. I'm going to take this cheese real quick. I need the Eddies. You know what I'm saying? So it kind of like peeking back, looking at it, peeking back, looking at it.
My ass, V. Thank you. How about I drive you home, huh?
She's all yours. I'm beat as it is.
1 second.
Next evolutionary step was to live in the machine, blur reality and dream natural and bionic means. Life caught in a stream where screenshots were memories, evidence of a time when we breathed, when the ladder fell, held the base and descended from proverbial hells, attached to memory like scars on the flesh, seemingly retracing these steps, cause history keeps repeating itself and we faded instead, chiseled with intent from the smallest of cells, the immaculate entanglement. Chromosome double X, the hidden realm, her element. Chosen matriarch walks with the ghost of elephants. Let me transform you. Run if you can't fly. The gaze penetrates the matrix, the string that pulls you out of mazes. Walk if you can't run. Learn your lessons. There's no telling when the road becomes essential. Mind like creator gets broader. Mind like creator restores you. Mind like creator makes you a transformer. Turn chaos into order. Mind like creator gets broader. Mind like creator restores you. Mind like creator makes you a transformer. Turn chaos into order. As bright lights in the sky linked to human origins. Search the warfare fields for cryptic oracles. Old roads mindset to mimic ancient obelisks. Guide me as I navigate through cold metropolis. Gasping under heavy smog. Voice hoarse like I feast on shards of porcelain. The crew call when I react atomic hydrogen and old war. Past generation fear disarming us with on course. Smashing items, winding back the common clock from digital to analog. Dancing round fires like it's equinox. Dancing round fires like the chanting down of Babylon. Nanobot rebellion, extinction of the humanoid. Run if you can't fly, the string that pulls you out of mazes. The same gaze that penetrates the matrix. Walk if you can't run, learning lessons, never guessing when the road will change direction. Mind like creator gets broader. Mind like creator restores you. Mind like creator makes you a transformer, turn chaos into order. Mind like creator gets blurred up. Mind like creator restores you. Mind like creator makes you a transformer, turn chaos into order.
Drugs, so the penis unplugged. When the laws of entropy touch, you better dread the judge. Wiser men than us been crushed to find dust. When a fortune cookie dumb and fucked, I just shrug. A note like a broken electrical pole song. For the done, for the scum of the circuitry on the run. Haven't seen the sun with the naked eye much. So the neon is my god and it shine on the numb. Hop up with the bike uncut, okay, ready. Work ain't been too steady, I'm headed for something heavy. If you got the credits, I'll pull the crime of the century. Morality's only a memory when belly's empty. Swine, get they high mind, focus on taking mine. Get in line, swine, you won't deny me my piece of pie. Any fucker in this broke future that they design, don't comply. I'll supply a deletion, the end is nigh.
I used to pray to God, but I think he took a vacation. Cause now the state of Cali is ran by these corporations. The skyscrapers shadow the homeless, the population. The degradation they face, which should be an abomination. They body parts are stolen and sold to the richest patient. And we the mercenaries at war with the active agents. The legislators that work for the sadists that kill the babies. Would die in the back of a bullet built on Mercedes. Just to serve, murder them and the chauffeur. Your humble herb, let my brain exit the herb. That's righteous, huh? Cyberpunk, holding a pump. Keanu Reeves, cyber arm under my sleeve. I blast them all, watch them fall like autumn leaves. Damn it, I can't leave. Night City keep calling me. God damn it, I'm a G. And this fuck shit is all it needs. Life a funky bitch, but this bitch ain't divorcing me.
Cause I'm fresher than you and yo, why? Fresher than you, yo, why? Cause I'm fresher than you, yo, why? Cause I'm fresher than you. Cause I'm fresher than you, yo, why? Fresher than you. Cause I'm fresher than you. Cause I'm fresher than you, yo,
Flaco Loco, no for Loco, Al Capone, Acapulco, Al Pacino of the cocaino. I'm in love with the Coco, Coco Loso with my flash, no flashing photos in your Mac, that Mac on Poco, stick them claps gon' form, no go, gadget, polo, jacket matching, poke out ratchet matching with new SRO, no logo, trucker hat from Org, you bastard. That's Chanel, my back Chanel, my bitch Chanel. I back Chanel, I rack Chanel, we met Chanel. When I was younger, man, I wish that I was light skinned. Now I wouldn't trade the world for my skin. I surpass what you could do inside your lifespan. So just give me your little credit like a white man. That's good credit, hood credit for the credibility. I go loco, need my strength to meet my fofo piece, capiche. My piece on hold, don't hold me up. She on her knees, the low blow. I just need my dojo, masterpiece, my teeth please. Oh, 16 golden teeth clean, come fuck me in my teepee.
Big body in the diamond in the mirror, 4-wheel steering, boy that's German engineering. Big body in the diamond in the mirror, 4-wheel steering, boy that's German engineering.
Swallow all my drugs so the penis unplugged. When the laws of entropy touch, you better dread the judge. Wiser men than us been crushed to find dust. When a fortune cookie dummy unfucked, I just shrug.
A note like a broken electrical pole song. For the done, for the scum of the circuitry on the run. Haven't seen the sun with the naked eye much. So the neon is my god and it shine on the numb. Hop up with the bike uncut, okay, ready. Work ain't been too steady, I'm headed for something heavy. If you got the credits, I'll pull the crime of the century. Morality's only a memory when belly's empty. Swine get they high mind, focus on taking mine. Get in line, swine, you won't deny me my piece of pie. Any fucker in this broke future that they design, don't comply. I'll supply a deletion, the end is nigh.
I used to pray to God, but I think he took a vacation. Cause now the state of Cali is ran by these corporations. The skyscrapers shallow, the homeless, the population. The degradation they face, which should be an abomination. They body parts are stolen and sold to the richest patient. And we the mercenaries at war with the active agents. The legislators that work for the Satanists that kill the babies. Would die in the back of a bullet built on Mercedes. Just to serve, murder them and the chauffeur. With humble herb, let my brain exit the herb. That's righteous, huh? Cyberpunk, holding a pump. Keanu Reeves, cyber arm under my sleeve. I blast them all, watch them fall like autumn leaves. Damn it, I can't leave. Night City keep calling me. God damn it, I'm a G. And this fuck shit is all it needs. Like a funky bitch, but this bitch ain't divorcing me.
Alrighty, thank y'all for that long break. I had to make a business call and get some things ironed out with a client of mine. And with this client, they move around a crap ton. They're always traveling, so I needed to make sure I made that call. And everything went very well. So, let's get back to the episode at hand, to what we were doing, to what we were watching, to what we were tuned into. All right, got to set my stream deck back up. Hold on. Let me set my stream deck back up. Boop. All right. Excuse me.
Oh, almost forgot. I should get Wakako in the hollow.
V, how did it go? Our client is alive and well?
Of course she's alive and well. That's what we agreed, isn't it?
Splendid. Your payment awaits you. Ready to come and grab whenever you like, even right away. But I guess home is the only place you wish to be now.
Home is where the heart is. That's what they say.
The NCPD has surrounded Watson. The district is closed. If you're to make it past the cordon, you must move fast.
Thanks for the heads up. Swing by to see you later.
And I also saw that my live stream had a copyright notice. I don't think it was a strike or anything like that, but it was saying that I guess when I was playing the mini cooking or one of those videos, they stopped or paused that part of the stream. So apologies there. So I'm still getting kind of used to like the whole chatting platform and all that stuff. I got to look more so what that entails. I did a bit of viewing, but I haven't looked through the whole thing total. So that's on me. So forgive me if y'all were tuned in and that happened. So for whoever else is out there whoever is in the stream right now, thank y'all. Nice city.
City like any other.
Jackie's all up on that wheel.
Nah, mano. Not just any other city.
Oh, try to get those shots. I could have. So seeing these episodes again, adding more background noise when I'm doing that stuff is really important, but he's also having dialogue. So having those shots, the dialogue is the important part. So when he's saying just can't stop digging Night City, I wanted to show a couple shots of Night City. You know, and this song is super important to that too. Because the song is playing on its own. Dream City again.
Can't stop digging Night City.
City like any other. Just bigger.
Nah, mano. Not just any other city.
You live in your great city.
Adam Smasher. Legends are born here. I'm starving. Let's grab a tight bite. What do you say?
Jackie, they're
locking down Watson, remember?
Oh shit, you're right. Is it just me or?
No, it's not just you, Jack.
Taking us. Hello. I don't like this, V. Not one tiny bit. Scarves! Hijo de puta!
Fucking drive, Jackie.
Come on, V!
Can't keep her steady.
Hold tight, V!
Holy fuck!
Mierda, perdón!
Girl jumped the fuck out the way. She said, "Oh fuck!"
Got you, assholes! V, aim for the driver! Chingado! Scratched your baby up pretty bad. Sorry, V.
It's okay. We can wait. Let's just focus on getting home.
Damn. They're pulling out all the stops.
Watson's on lockdown to further notice. Necessary security measure.
Officer, ma'am.
So
Damn,
before
are
we got
ever
to this
lucky we
part,
ran into you?
before we got to this part. In the scene, if you don't put it on hard, that gunfight isn't that challenging. You can kind of knock those dudes out pretty easy, especially if you know they're already there. If you played this game a few times, you know exactly where the hell to shoot and when to shoot. You can get that thing taken care of in an instant. So in this case, I tried to get it. I wanted to get it to where the truck blew up. I tried to get it to where it blew up right next to me, but the best timing that I could get was the one that you saw. That was the best I could get out of a lot of different shots that I took trying to get that car to crash.
It's okay.
To crash as close to this right here. I was hoping that I could get it crashing with this angle, but sometimes it just wouldn't. The things I had it to the point where it didn't even blow up. Sometimes it would just kind of slowly roll. But I also thought that was a pretty good one because it was like right behind the car, so I took it. Oh, like right behind the car.
I'm gonna be worried sick if I don't show. I mean, I'm trying to be a stand-up guy. She's giving me a chance. Waiting.
That's a shame.
Look at him. No model citizen, maybe, but he's a good kid.
Let them through, but they're the last. Okay, on your way.
You have a good evening now, officer, ma'am.
Like cutting that together was pretty damn fun for me, just cause when you've played this game a few times, one of the funnest parts of the game is the parts with Jackie. The voice actor for that dude, love that guy too, but the relationship dynamic between the V's and Jackie felt very genuine. They felt fun. He felt like a true homie. He felt like somebody who you could really trust in a world where that's the last thing you ever get from any fucking body. Everybody is looking to screw somebody over, to zero somebody out, or to extort something. So it's not a very easy world to sustain a friendship in. And Jackie and V's relationship seemed so genuine and so much fun that like cutting that together was pretty dang groovy.
Mm-hmm.
Out of the car now! Come on! Ain't got all day!
Dude, check it out, V. Shit's going down.
Guys, get the hell! Fucking shoot!
Doesn't look like your average bust.
These ain't your average badges. That's Max Tac.
Shit, yeah.
NCPD's apex predators. MTAC rolls in when things fly out of hand. Gunks out there, though.
See, thinking about that, I think there's a shot of Max Tech that leaps out of the car. Like they jump out of the fucking thing and they got like an angle that they shoot that from. Thinking back, I could have caught that angle and slowed that down and made them a bit more menacing. Like you don't want to mess with Max Tech kind of thing. Like make it a bit more menacing. I may go back and like see if I can reshoot that would be hard, I think, to get all the same shots again. I don't think I could. These episodes are usually like once I do it, it's hard for me to recreate it again.
What about you? Not likely to make it back to Haywood now.
Chill, V. They'll let me through.
Chill, V.
Sure about that?
They'll let me through.
Oh yeah, I'll play nice Jackie again.
I didn't do any commentary at this part. I didn't say shit.
Sweet dreams then.
Tell Misty I said hi.
I will. Ahí luego.
In 2023, Night City was shaken to its core by the detonation of a tactical nuclear bomb in Arasaka's NC headquarters. 12,000 were killed instantly by the blast, and thousands more
Just a little world building. You know what I mean?
Sickness. This track, Watson.
Good evening, Night City. My first guest tonight is the
Forgot earlier. A runner I know has something
Oh, does she?
Zipping your deets.
Praise be to thee, our Father in heaven.
And our second guest is Karina Lee, host of the Chip In program, which promotes the use of cybernetic implants. How's life treating you, beautiful?
Can't complain, Ziggy. Thanks for having me.
Now, I'd like us to talk about the most exclusive and highly sought-after implant on the market today, Arasaka Corp's Relic. But maybe we ought to make sure our fair audience is up to speed. Karina.
So this is part of the world building too.
In a word, if you could.
In one word?
Giving like some foreshadowing, you know what I mean?
Mortality.
Oh, stupid gates busted again. Third time.
Showing a little bit of the
Paid to get it fixed the last two. Gotta be some kind of scam. Gonna have a word with the super. Oh yeah.
Immortality. Really?
That's right. Relic allows you to transfer the consciousness from a dying person, finding a new
giving
home
some
for their soul.
giving some background to the relic, like what it is, what it does.
This person, they'll never leave your side. A companion forever with you in your own consciousness.
Like,
just a child.
come on. Feel what I'm trying to do. Feel with your boy what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to engage this concept of the relic already, baby. I'm trying to establish that right now.
Allows you to transfer the consciousness from a dying person, finding a new home for their soul on a transferable chip. This person, they'll never leave your side. A companion forever with you in your own consciousness. Just a child.
They'll never leave your side.
Transferable chip. This person, they'll never.
So at the end of this is like wrapping up the first episode of this Neon V. I wanted to give my creativity chops trying to see what I can do. And when I was trying to write out how I wanted this script to go, because I didn't write the script to this fucking game. You know what I mean? Like, who am I? Nobody. A fan of Cyberpunk. And creating this playable walkthrough episodic series thing is like my kind of version of Inception, trying to create an idea within an idea. And a lot of people already know about the relic. They know what the relic does. If you're a fan of Cyberpunk, you already know what it is. You know what it does. And I was on this elevator, and this scene popped up on the elevator as I was walking to it. And then I had to reshoot it. I had to come back and get a different angle and reshoot it. And it popped up again. And I was like, yo, is this thing that's popping up? Like, is this part of the beginning of the game? They're trying to give me this information too. And it just fit perfectly with the story that I was that's trying to be told. Because earlier, like I said, going into V's mind and having him go into this like kind of a whole thought that he was like thinking like, what if I shot them and we had this big gun battle? How would that go? But then we cut out of that, and we're in reality of, all right, we got to do this quietly. Makes it easier. I could get killed. Anything can go wrong. And then you go there, and then you have this concept of V being able to go into his own head, and we all can go into V's head. And then talking about the relic, with that thing kept repeating, it was like perfect. That's a perfect way to wrap up the episode. I'm giving this vibe to, okay, V goes into his mind, so we're gonna be in his mind. And for those who played the game, we know that we're gonna have a relic in Johnny Silverhand as our partner. So this helped weave that together and to help tell this story that I'm trying to work on too, where it's like AI and these things are very much leading towards the next war.
Immortality.
Oh, stupid gates busted again. Third time. Paid to get it fixed the last two. Gotta be some kind of scam. Gonna have a word with the super. Oh yeah.
Immortality. Really?
That's right. Relic allows you to transfer the consciousness from a dying person, finding a new home for their soul on a transferable chip. This person, they'll never leave your side. A companion forever with you in your own consciousness. Just a
Child, think for a moment about what you're saying. This relic is an abomination that feeds on human misery. It is an unnatural likeness, a golden calf born by false prophets. Arasaka speaks of preserving the soul, but they can promise nothing more than a heartless, mindless algorithm speaking with the voice of the departed. What's more, this technology is just another tool of coercion and corruption. Only the wealthy and powerful elite will have access, and they will pay any price.
And I want that was that too. So Mike Pondsmith mentioned that the realm of cyberpunk is built on corruption. You know what I mean? Like it's built on that part of that's part of the premise that it's built on. And having this whole speech be told, they're giving Cyberpunk's story right to you. This tale of immortality, what's been happening in the world, and what this thing can do, and how it's only available for a certain sect of people, which again is that power dynamic and struggle that Cyberpunk is very good at as well. There is a status distinction, and there is no change in that. They know that, they loved that, and they want to keep it that fucking way, because the people at the top do whatever the hell they want, including murder, and then everything down below, they don't care. It does not matter to them. So with this, it tells that same story, and it gives it a bit more. I thought it just pulled people in. I thought it would pull people in when I was making it. It made me feel like I was like, oh yeah, this is cool. And just shooting it that way, of these two talking about it. One is super excited about it. The other religious one is like, this is abomination. This is bad. And that it always plays into every kind of cyberpunk tale. Not just 2077, but things like Blade Runner, Altered Carbon, Ghost in Shell.
Any price in exchange for a chance at this so-called immortality.
So episode 1 introduces V and Jackie to everybody. It's like, all right. I tried to do credits and shit. If you see, I put down here, I was like, bad voice acting was me. All right. I'll show y'all number 2. And I think each episode I was trying to get better and better. I was trying to do a bit more to see what what my capabilities were, especially since it took me so long to make these episodes. It takes a bit. It's just me creating the concept of like where I want to take it and taking it in that direction.
Now to emergency centers. Just got the latest report from Basel.
I heard there's 2 dead.
3. They took out another Militech assassin.
So this here was one of my favorite ones to edit. This was one of my favorite ones to get down in.
They're transferring them out of Frankfurt now to emergency centers. Just got the latest report from Basel.
I heard there's 2 dead.
3. They took out another Militech assassin near the border.
Why is this taking so long?
It's because of what happened in Europe.
I heard. Data leak in Frankfurt. Ugh, half-brain management we're gonna pay for in sweat.
Christ, V, you were supposed to be here an hour ago.
Got held up, but I'll be right there.
Fucking Frankfurt. That Abernathy bitch will probably dump in our laps. Hanging up. I'll be in my office. And you hurry up.
Jesus, the Eurasian markets are going wild. Not to mention London, Zurich, Warsaw.
Yep. It's disintegrating.
Everyone's reacting to this leak. Market down, arms transport stalled, ops in retreat. Months of work out the window.
Counter intel's in the grinder.
You know it's all linked. There's a small leak. A few hours later, we lose lunar base licenses.
So in this episode, I wanted to show the corpo world that I wanted to start in the corpo world that was kind of mentioned at the end of episode 1. I wanted to start there and move forward in this realm so people can kind of go from if it's watched as is, then once you get done with episode 1 and they're talking about how the rich can obtain it, how they're mentioning Arasaka and what they're trying to do with the relic and all that jazz, and leaving it off at that line of immortality, the popping into this world here, we get to see the Merc world for what it is. It's grimy, it's dirty as hell. There's death, guts, all types of chaos that's going on in that. And V is in that and being a part of that with Jackie. And then we get into this episode. Everything is clean. Everything is pristine. Everything is cut and angled. There's this like this just black abyss of a building that you see from the outside with the sign on it. And then we go into the inside and we see that there's some shit going on the inside. You know what I mean? It's not all peaches and cream on the inside.
Have they bolted already?
They're about to. That's Jenkins' problem. If he fails to handle it, it'll cost the company millions.
Man, I gotta get to the bathroom. Excuse me.
You think Japan will find out?
About what?
About Frankfurt.
So the thing about certain companies and augmentations, you can get all types of things from hearing, eyesight, equipment for your hands like scanners, readers, anything, processors for the brain, all these types. You can get all types of things from these companies. And I played it as if V's augmentations were so advanced from being part of Arasaka that he can hear clear across the room.
I mean, it's a small leak, but still.
Japan already knows.
Where'd you hear this?
Assume Japan knows everything. It's safest that way.
Of course they know. This is gonna tear down the whole division. This is not good.
Are you all right?
I'm Nova. Can I hit that? Never mind.
I feel like I'm gonna. This is not good.
Hey, V. It's been ages. It's me.
And again, this is a flashback, but this is V going back into his mind right quick. You know what I mean? He's like, you know how we think of memories at times? We can think of the entire memory in itself, and it doesn't take us the length of time of the memory of the time that we recorded the memory as it would play in our mind. We can go through things relatively quickly, like putting beats on it. So with this here, I'm doing the same thing and kind of going into V's head. With
Me,
that.
Frank. We met during Icefall. East Coast, remember?
I didn't know you were in Night City. How have you been?
You know how it is. A week ago, I was still in Cape Town. I heard you're in counter intel. Must have a shit show on your hands right now after Frankfurt. Jenkins is your lead, right? Is he what everyone says he is?
What's everyone say about Jenkins?
That he's effective. Like any psychopath. Apparently, he's gone a little crazier lately.
Hey, he's in a tough spot. The director was supposed to greenlight his promotion when the Japanese arrived. She stabbed him in the back instead.
You know how it is.
And you? Who do you work under?
Abernathy. She's really good. Came up with the whole Cape Town ploy on her own.
Abernathy. The bitch who burned my boss in the promotion to Spec Ops Director.
Things happen.
Yeah. They
sure
do indeed.
They do
V, you there?
Yeah. Yeah.
Ow.
I'm here.
You alright?
Fine. Just needed a breather.
Sounded like you blew your guts airlock.
Yeah. I barfed. It's just stress.
Esa chamba te va a matar.
Yeah. Maybe I should have gotten a safe one. Like you did.
Hey, at least I always know who's shooting at me. Sometimes even why. Anyway, what's going on?
Is there a problem?
He said, hell no. So also with this, it shows what I love about Cyberpunk in itself, especially at the beginning. Depending on what story you chose, the world around you completely is built different. I know a lot of people were talking about how some of the choices don't matter, some of the things don't matter, the dialogue and things like that could have been more in depth, but the world around each character was set up pretty damn well. And again, going back to the beginning of the game, that being one of the best parts until the Phantom Liberty expansion came, and the world here, when you're a street kid, Y'all saw the guy when I in the other episode in the Neo V one where my character is a street kid. You can see the difference. That guy is the guy whose car we're trying to steal. So this dude that's walking behind us, we're trying to take his fucking car as a street kid. And then we get met up with, and that's how Jackie meets us, puts a gun in our face, blah, blah, blah. But as a corpo, and in that situation, we're the underling. We're the person that he's like, fucking throw them in the river Styx with cement on their feet. You know what I mean? And who cares? Who cares about them? And that could have been our fate if Buddy wasn't somebody we knew and just kind of decided to dump us out on the street. But in this position here, we talk to his ass like, the fuck you looking at? You know what I'm saying? So in this world, we're shit. As a street kid, we ain't shit. But and as a nomad, motherfuckers don't even know they don't even know who the hell you is. They don't care. But yeah, in this world, that guy right there, we get to talk to him all kind of ways. We get to talk to him sideways. Like,
we had
better walk off, B.
My boss called.
And I wanted to look at him too. I was like looking in the mirror at his ass. Like, just
everyone in Night City
say something,
was on edge.
But no way you're fucked, right? You're the one who fixes other people's shit.
Jackie, if you work in Arasaka counter intel, you're always fucked. Don't worry about me. I'll manage on my own.
Buena suerte.
I wish we could go back into certain places in Cyberpunk. Man.
Now we're evacuating the rest of our facilities in that part of Europe.
What's the status of the 3?
They're dead. Once everyone...
That is something I do hope happens in Cyberpunk 2. I hope that in the next Cyberpunk, because of what is about to be shown to us in GTA 6, there's not going to be any excuse to give us an open world game that we can't truly go explore and get into. Because a lot of things are closed. A lot of things say that they're open. The doors won't even budge. So it's empty in there. It's a brick. It's nothing that you can do about that place. But when Cyberpunk 2 comes out, hopefully, with them moving to Unreal Engine, the capabilities are only limited to what, I guess, the budget that they have and the creative capabilities of their development team. So if we've thrown a bunch of money at Cyberpunk already because of the Phantom Liberty situation, and the game hasn't necessarily lost too much of its oomph because there are plenty of content creators out there who's making content on this game still, including myself. And there are still mods and things being created for the game if you have a capable PC. The shit is way out of this world as far as what you can do on PC. I'm playing on console most of the time. So trust me. Oh, by the way, for those, I don't have my counter on, but for anybody that's in here, man, I want to give y'all some love and just thank y'all for just kicking it with me and hanging out with me. This is different. I'm not necessarily playing a game at this moment in time, but this is for my Cyberpunk folks out there. It's Sunday, and I just want to appreciate y'all for coming through and hanging out with me. I don't keep my counter on because I want to make sure that if it's nobody to somebody, I don't base my interactions or entertainment off of how many folks are on my channel. I want to base it off of just my genuine feel about something and my energy at that time. But if y'all are tuning in, y'all can hug your phone, hug your camera, hug your computer, hug your partner, hug yourself. It don't matter. But I'm going to bring it in and give y'all some love just to thank y'all again for being here with me and rocking with me. And yeah, man, appreciate y'all. Hopefully y'all are doing well and taking care of yourself, staying safe. You know what I'm saying? So let's get back to it. But I'm hoping that in Cyberpunk 2 that they allow us, the player, regardless of what our creative capabilities are, I hope they still keep that dynamic of male or female. I still hope they do that. And I still hope that they allow us to pick our story platform, and they can even add, or, you know, I would say add another part of it. I would love if we were able to be a nomad, a street kid, a corpo, or either a fixer, or something along those lines of something, or merc or solo, and then you can go into something other than that, and you can be a blue, you could be a cop, or you could be just a regular merc or something like that if you wanted to do government stuff. I would love to have that, to be able to get into the government and try to figure out if you want to be a part of stopping the AI from taking over or manipulating it for your own benefits and using AI that way, because they're doing shit with AI too. Everybody is trying to figure out AI in this world, from the megacorps to the media to your normal ass gangs are trying to figure out a way to take a hold of AI or be on the same side as AI, especially if we're talking the Voodoo Boys. They were trying to get Alt's attention so that they could convince her to allow them to be ingrammatically added into that world, if not externally protected from Netwatch and the basically what they perceived as the upcoming war with AI. They wanted to be on the same side as AI. They did not want to be against that because they felt AI was going to win. And if we're being honest, they are already winning in this world. They have an AI that runs a company, and I'm thinking that it's not the only AI, rogue AI, what they call it, not the only one that has made it from the Black Wall, which is an AI in itself, made it from the Black Wall and has taken over a company. I personally think Night Corp is one of those fucking entities. I think Night Corp is run by an AI. That's why it's so secretive. That's why a lot of people don't know shit about it. Sandra Dorset was mentioned in some things. That's why they kind of had her clapped and like she was about to die because of that shit. So there's AI is all, I'm slapping my mic around. I'm slapping the shit out of my mic right now. I'm giving it the front hand, backhand right now. I'm slapping the brakes off this damn thing. Hey, JT, what it do, big dog? What it do, big dog? What's happening, man? Let me get up and give you some love, man. Oh shit, hit my mic. Hold on, baby. I'm trying to do my 220 ass through this angle. Trying to get through. Hold on, let me back up one time. Let me hit that one. Oh shit, y'all done fucked up now. I don't know what I'm doing. I'm just having fun. I'm sorry, y'all. I'm just boogieing. No, what it do, man? So back to what I was saying. AI is whooping ass already. They're doing more things in this world than most people may know. If you are into the lore, then obviously you know a lot about this shit. And if you tuned into Cyberpunk content, then you know AI is not to be messed with right now. After the Rapids virus happened and that thing was running crazy all through the net and it ended the first net system that was a part of the Cyberpunk world, and we had this whole creation of the Black Wall and all this other stuff, the things that what the Black Wall did really was allow AI to create and to do shit without being seen. And Netwatch, they don't like that shit. Netwatch is like, fuck that. We want to know what's going on in there. Because AI that's aware of itself is very dangerous because it can do things and process things faster. But the cool thing that I like about the lore when it comes to AI, that they have like simplistic and dumb AI. And then they have very highly intelligent, very, very dangerous AI and everything in between. So AI itself is a society and is a is a community. It's a system. And there's different versions of these things and they do different things and they see themselves differently. So when you meet in the game, Alt Cunningham, who was a real person at one point, who created, she created the Soul Killer. She was part of the creation of the Soul Killer program. Arasaka took her to have her, she was already doing that shit. And this is where Johnny's story gets real funny, because Johnny is so narcissistic and so self-absorbed that he's like a fucking sociopath. Well, he's a fucking psychopath too. But anyway, the dude is absolutely off his rocker because he thinks the world revolves around him. You know what I mean? That's what Johnny Silverhand thinks. So, yeah, we're in this system where AI has run crazy, run wild, buck nasty, getting buckanooed. And the net watch wants to know. They say, "Hey, what the hell is going on behind that wall?" Huh? Cuz we got to know. And AIs are like, "Hell no. I'm going to tell you nothing. You can't do anything against us." And if you think about Phantom Liberty, depending on the decision that you made, let's just say you sent Song So Mi to the lunar base because you're a nice person. You didn't want to see a young lady die. For all of us, we've done it all. I have killed Song So Mi. I left her ass in that machine because I gave her the soul as well, because I was like, you betrayed me, you lied to me. You know what I'm saying? I gave her up, and then I saved her life and did all I did all the choices that you could possibly do with that. But to cut that anyway, if you sent her to the moon with the black wall situation that she got going on within her, because her body is being taken over by a black wall virus, by a black wall AI. You know what I mean? Like, she is being taken over by that. And that makes her very dangerous, because the lunar base is connected to it's very nearest one of the most powerful weapons that's orbiting around. They're ran by a certain society of people, and if you want to know about them, I have a video called The Aliens. But anyway, it's run by that society, and if the AI can get if it can infect the lunar base, some shit's happening. All right, let's continue on with this episode.
When it's safe, we'll issue a statement to the media.
Saying what?
A tragic accident during routine security system maintenance would be my bet.
Mr. Jenkins asked for you. He's in his office.
Can you get access to their preliminary declarations?
Anytime, bro.
They usually stick to them. It should give us a good overview.
Visitor authorization granted.
Have a seat, V. Be right with you. You have to handle this voting issue before we lose our bases in a sea of clouds. They're about to begin.
Yeah, just as we thought.
You know what to do. Start now.
Appreciate you for coming through and showing me some love, my dude. Me too, bro. We'll definitely we'll put that on the menu for the Friday after next. we might watch Friday after next. Matter of fact, there's a buddy comedy. There's a buddy comedy starring Keke Palmer and a singer named SZA, and people are saying it's pretty dang funny. It reminds them of Friday mixed with not like 21 Jump Street, but similar to that. It's a buddy comedy starring two ladies in LA, and they got to try to get some rent money. And I haven't looked up too much about it, but there's getting some good reviews. We could probably go see that, my dude. You know what I mean? Go have a good laugh or something like that, my dude. That'd be dope, man. So we'll figure it out, bro. We hit that like press start or some shit. Close your eyes. The wilderness waking dream have closed your eyes. There was a way to take the things that we as visions pass. One more time. Can we listen to that one more time?
Sea of clouds.
Can we see that one more time?
They're about to begin.
Heartbeat starts to race a little bit. Looking. We get to see kind of what the corporate world is really like.
You know what to do.
I'm like
Start
looking
now.
around. It's like, whoa, whoa. I want to use that.
Tension in the streets as fates collide. The windless waking dream you have closed your eyes. There was a fate to
take the things as visions. I fucking love it. All right, one last time and I'm gonna stop. One last time I'm gonna stop. One last time I'm gonna stop. I'm gonna let it continue.
tension in the streets as fates collide. The windless waking dream you have closed your eyes. There was a fate to take the things that we as visions pass, I can see now.
I know I said one last time and I was gonna stop. I'm gonna hit that one more again. I'm gonna hit that one more again. Just one more again. One more again.
Yeah, just as we thought.
Just as we thought. He said,
You know what to do.
shut it down. Shut it down. Oh, the timing of that was probably one of my most favorite accomplishments, because the sound effects that you hear aren't in the game. I've added that to these scenes to make it kind of pop off of that, as the game is has a lot of like atmosphere to it, but I wanted to amplify these certain parts of it to emphasize the brutality of corporations. You're working for this company, you're working for these people who do not care. They don't care about you or your situation. If it's not about them either gaining profit or profiting, then I don't know. I'm pretty sure those are the same things. But anyway, yes, they fried a good chunk of people.
You know what to do. Start now.
Bye.
Tension in the streets as fates collide. The windless waking dream you have closed your eyes. There was a fate to take the things that we as visions pass, I can see now.
Back to it.
Director Abernathy.
I watched the vote. What the hell was that?
A deep clean after the
Shit Frankfurt dumped on us.
As we agreed, I got rid of the problem.
I told you to resolve the problem, not massacre the European Space Council. Do you understand what the cover-up will cost?
We would have lost the license. Now we gained a week. That's a win.
Path of least resistance always. No nuance. Has you written all over it. We're not done talking about this.
I hate that bitch. I always have.
This isn't the first time Abernathy set you up.
No, not the first.
If I go down, you're going down with me. No! I'm not fucking joking!
Smeared me in front of Japanese execs. so she'd be the one promoted to director of Spec Ops. A cunt. And now she's holding a gun to my head to make sure I don't try anything. But she won't pull the trigger because she needs me. I do what she doesn't have the guts to do.
Divide and conquer. Effective strategy.
Effective. What would you do in my position?
You have to defend yourself. Remind Abernathy you're not her doormat.
Looking at that,
because she needs
looking
me.
at that, looking back at
I
that,
do what she doesn't
that
have
to
the
me was
to do.
that looks. I'm going back and watching these. I'm digging it. I'm digging it.
Effective.
Like I was trying
What
to do
would you
something
do in my
that
position?
I feel like it's there. I feel like it's there. If you understand the show, if you understand the game, I think it's there. You know what I'm saying? Not think, I can see it. Like he's asking, what would you do if you were in my position? And I wanted to pan over and look at his seat like, is this the life that I'm gonna, is this the life that I see? Because at this time it is.
You have to defend yourself.
You have to
remind Abernathy you're not her doormat.
You're right.
Smack her once, but hard. She'll respect you.
Yeah.
Seems we see eye to eye on this issue. Take this.
A data shard.
Proof of my trust. Go on, take it. It's what I've collected over the past weeks. Biometrics, trauma team card, names of her closest associates, driver, chief of security, lover, lover's husband, everything. Use it, and make sure Abernathy won't be a problem anymore. You said it. I need to defend myself.
If anyone finds out we even talked about this,
I'll go down
I'll
with
go
you.
down with you.
That's true. But everyone knows you only made it to where you are thanks to me.
Looking out the window. Like,
So it's not like they could ever believe you played no part in it.
Militech right across the
What'll
way.
happen if I refuse?
Don't ask stupid questions. This isn't a request.
This isn't a
We
request.
seem to understand each other.
Here.
Take this, too.
Cred ship transactions are traceable. Paper disappears as soon as you spend it.
What can I say? Use this money only, find the right people for the job, no corporate affiliation. And for the core task, use someone you know inside out. Are we clear?
Yeah, I think we're clear.
Good. In that case, I'll await your report. And good luck with it. I have my AV waiting outside. It's yours to use.
Some biz. Send them to my inbox, and you and I will have a word about this later.
I tried to make V seem ruthless in these parts. Like he was very, very like
you
fucking
alive?
corpo.
How's things in the Viper pit?
Need your help, Jack. Got some biz.
Always biz with you, mano.
Yep.
You in some trouble?
Not yet. Right now, I just need a soul I can trust.
That kind of sounded like a yes. Meet me at Lizzie's. Be there in an hour.
I need your stamp on something. It's possible one of our assets was exposed.
Is it Frankfurt again?
No, different issue. Local.
Tell me. Quick version.
Our agent at Biotechnica suspects they might be onto him. They recently granted him red security clearance. That's top. He's been fishing for dirt, but it's been slow.
Your point.
They're clean. Like we run orphanages clean. Bleached server clean. We suspect they flagged him and are feeding him phony data. Should we greenlight exfil or let him keep looking?
Projected risks?
Limited threat to life. Not Biotechnica's style. Blackmail's possible. Leveraged against false accusations in the media. The guy has kids. He'd crack.
Keep him there digging. We invested way too much getting him that deep to back out now.
You sure?
Do I really need to repeat myself?
Oh, of course not.
Fucking right.
They'll be searching for dirt on us now.
So in this part, so we got to see the corporation's ability to just fuck shit up.
It should give us a good overview.
Like again, not caring about who
Visitor
it is.
authorization granted.
if
Have a seat,
you're
Phoebe,
if
right
you're
with you.
somebody they want to get out of the picture,
You have to handle this voting issue
they'll figure
before
out a
we
way to
lose our
use it.
bases and sea of
And
clouds.
that kind
Where
of
to begin?
cutthroat situation is kind of where this whole episodic
Yeah,
thing
just as
came,
we thought.
like part of it came from was just that concept, I guess.
You know what to do. Start now.
Frying their ass. Like, they don't care. Like, why would they? If you're in their way, fuck that. And with that situation, we're talking to my team member. It's like, I wanted to show that ruthless side of V. Like, he's all in to the corporate idea. He thinks this is going to go smooth. This is going to get done. And he's going to get in that position of power. He's going to now get that next bump up, which if y'all see, no matter how high you get, there's some shit can hit you at any moment in time, because the guy that I'm with just got screwed over by another person on the team. You know what I'm saying? So there is no safe place. If anybody remembers this room, I think this is the same room that in Netrunners, this is where Adam Smasher and David have their face off. I think this is that room.
Please provide your destination.
Bring up district analytics.
Increased NCPD
And thank y'all again for
presence
tuning
and
in, man. I
activity has been
appreciate y'all. I'm gonna
reported
get up
in
and give y'all
Haywood.
another hug,
No
man. I
official
appreciate
statement has been forthcoming. Intercepted radio communications suggest MaxTag has been sent to the area. A widespread power failure has
my
been
camera random
reported in
hugs here and
Santo
there.
Domingo. All other districts exhibit activity within expected parameters.
Legislative procedures for lunar-based licenses. Yes. Yes, the Sea of Clouds. Black clinics. Operating outside earthly jurisdiction. Of course, unofficially.
Destination, Lizzie's Bar.
Noted. En route.
Trying to make a little atmosphere, choosing a song to put in the background as we're like transitioning into this scene, making it again, give it that episodic feel was
Yes.
what I wanted to do.
We weren't scheduled to
so in
connect till the end
creating
of the
that
week.
thing, I really wanted it
Quantified
to
Satori
play
received notification of
like
a somewhat
like a
troubling
TV series,
biometric
like a
reading.
web series.
I felt I should call. Is everything in order?
Things are dandy. Everything is.
How we
Just
play
think
it as
back
a
to our
video
last
game,
session.
we just
The
move
neuromotor
through
relaxation
those type of things.
exercises 3 times
I
a day.
wanted to
They'll
take certain
soothe
parts and try to
lift your spirit.
emphasize
I
and
know this.
pay a little more,
Sure,
like
okay.
give a little more
See you
attention
later.
to that.
No designated landing site has been detected at the destination.
Find a spot close to the bar, as close as you can.
Fuck procedures.
Initiating landing sequence based
Such a
on new
hard line.
parameters.
Such a hard line. Fuck procedures. The female V, her voice is so cold. When she curses, you're like,
We have arrived
this lady's
at your
cool, man.
destination.
Fuck's your problem,
Psycho suit. Oh, he says psycho
Does
suit.
this look like a landing pad to you? Could have fucking crushed us.
Bitch. Ow.
Okay, no, hey, we ain't looking for no beef with you.
Yeah, with them gold pants, it don't look like it, Cliff. Trying to seamlessly do that to show V was dangerous. Like, again, going back to what corpos give you, they upgrade you. They upgrade you. That's part of the whole thing. So it's like, who wouldn't want to work for a corporation if you get this type of life, if you get this type of upgrade? But this is the danger that comes with it. The higher you get, the more involved you get. The more involved you get, the easier it is to get zero.
I don't get paid to do that.
I wasn't asking. And not a scratch on it when I get back.
Ooh. I chose all of the
Welcome
most
to Lizzie.
hardest lines. I chose all of the most like get the hell out of my way lines. Oh, there is no music playing. I've added this in there, and opening the door and trying to make it louder. That's edited in too. So all of this there's no music playing in this club. If you see how movies are made, when they're in there is like they can have like a small humming soundtrack in the background, but most of the time there's kind of like a pace that they have. If the movie has enough budget and they actually have the license to the song, they can play the song lightly in the background to give people a rhythm to be on, and then the actors and all that stuff, they're doing their thing. But a lot of times it's quieter than you think it is. And doing this scene, it's quiet as hell. So this lady right here, I always laugh because recording it, this lady right here is dancing and there's nothing playing. So that right there, all those moves she's doing, just imagine it being stone quiet in here. And that lady's over there. So it sounds like this. And that's what she's doing in the background. All these people. The only thing I think I regret, if I remember correctly, I didn't shoot enough of the BD screens in people's eyes, or the BD lenses over people's eyes, because BDs and the BD culture is a big thing in this world. And I think, and just giving another opinion about what I think would be cool in Cyberpunk 2, but if they allow us to view BDs, if we get these BDs, I would love to be able to watch them. That's it. I'm not saying I'm going to be out there buying the raunchiest of the raunchies or doing that, and I'm also not saying that. You don't know what I want. You don't know what I'm looking for. You don't know what I'm into. You know what I mean? You don't know what I'm into. But there's some things that I'm definitely not going to be into. So let's just make that clear. I'm being honest with you. It's not what you think. But anyway, in this world, it would be cool to be able to view those in Cyberpunk 2. I think that'd be a great feature to add into this world, or allow us to view certain BDs that we can collect over that either adds to the story, gives us some back lore or something like that, adds to the world. Anything of that nature would be awesome. And let's say we're working for law enforcement. The BDs that we get, if we get to a certain level, we can decode them or whatever it is, or view them as use them for evidence, use them to gain clues, use them to do whatever we need to do, and to make our job a little easier. I don't know. I'm just spitballing shit at this point in time, but I think it'd be cool to be able to view BDs. I think that would be awesome, as well as if you collect records and music, if you're able to collect those type of things, I would love for you to be able to play those things. So if I collect a bunch of records that are from Samurai, I would love to be able to, especially if the apartment only has a record player, I'd like to be able to play a record. You know what I'm saying? I think that'd be pretty funky fire. I mean, tell me, I might be wrong. What do y'all think? Am I lying? Am I wrong?
Looking for your Choom? Already here. Tapping his fingers, waiting for you.
I knew where Jackie was the whole time, but I tried to make it to the bar because there's dialogue. Depending on how you move around the game, you can miss some dialogue.
Don't come here often, do ya? It's good to see you, cabron. Now sit down and tell me what's got your shorts in a knot.
It's good to see you too, Jack. How you been?
I got sparks flying between the Valentino boys and Maelstrom. Eddie's there for the taking, as long as you don't get flatlined. You know how it is. Can't complain, but we ain't here to shoot the shit about me. Let me hear about this problem of yours.
Jackie, before I start, this stays between us.
Por supuesto.
I'm serious. This thing, it could ruin me.
So could I. You do realize who you're talking to, right? The guy who's done this before. Remember what happened in Mexico, at the border? I peep one word.
I know, you saved my ass. Word about the cartels had gotten out.
But it didn't. And this won't either. That's why you came to see dear old Jackie.
Data shard. Take it. What do you think?
Won't come cheap. It'll have to be done on the sly. No trail. Hard eddies only.
Got the money.
Full crew job for sure. Techie, maybe two. A runner with a gold-plated brain. And a driver with wheels from hell. Not to mention, a solo.
Huh. The piece I'm missing.
That what you need from me? My trigger finger to zero this lady?
Delicate situation, I know. That's why I need somebody I can trust.
This ain't no delicate situation, hermano. It's a hit job. Plain and simple.
You know how Arasaka operates. Or, okay, maybe you don't. This isn't a professional request I can refuse.
But I can. And I am. And you should too. Now,
Jackie's smart as hell.
What do you say we liquor up and talk life? Gracias, mamita. Double tequila with grenadine and lime. Nothing better for drowning nerves.
You know I don't drink.
You still never bend the rules, huh? Hey, okay, I get you. This job and all the rest of that corpo bullshit. You know what it is? Un pacto con el diablo. Been saying it all along. Sold your soul to those Arasaka fuckers. Today, they got you to zero somebody. Tomorrow, they'll get somebody else to zero you.
Think I have a choice? If I refuse, they take everything and leave me nothing.
Yeah, well, let them. They'll also take the fist they got gripping your balls. I don't know about you, but I'm pretty picky about who I let touch my balls. And Saburo and his matones, oh, they definitely do not make the cut.
Maybe someday. But for now, I'm still well within their reach.
I tried to look over to them at that time.
Always. Hey, you lost? Got a problem?
V, is that right?
Jenkins send you? Don't believe I know you.
You don't, but we know you very well. Jenkins assigned you a task today. You'll share all the details with us.
No, don't believe I will. That's between me and Jenkins.
Ugh, fuck! How you feeling? Pretty sharp dive, huh?
Your access to company networks is hereby revoked. In 2 minutes, any company cybernetics in your possession will cease functioning. Give us the data you received from Jenkins. This will conclude termination procedures.
How the hell did you find out?
That is not your concern. The data, now.
Information's on the shard.
Smart choice.
We done?
With the formalities, yes. But I think Abernathy would gladly up our fee for ridding her of a piece of rot like you. Stand up. You're coming with us. Come on, move it.
Wait a minute. I think you fellas might have forgotten just how far from home you
Jackie's
are.
dangerous.
Not sure this barrio's your style, let alone a healthy option. Queda claro.
Is that a threat?
You start shooting, maybe we join in, huh? Before you know it, somebody might die today.
We have what we came for. It'll do for
Somebody
now.
might die today. Jackie walked all 3, all 4, all 5, however many they walked them down.
Dodged one there. Let you know. V, how you feel? You all right?
I can't breathe.
Need help?
No, it's just withdrawal syndrome. Sort of. I think they cut off my hormone regulators. Biomon and SAT analysis system. Body's gotta adjust.
Hey. Should I get you to a ripper? Or, I guess, Maybe trauma team's on its way.
Give me a minute. Get my shit together.
They fucked him up.
That'd be that, Jack. Just lost control of my life. Completely.
I'd say you got it back. You couldn't say no to him. So they said it to you. This is a turn for the better. You'll see. Besides, you haven't lost everything.
No, Jack, I did. Lost everything. Access to intel systems, my pad, car, contacts, every shred of credibility.
Well, at least you still got the eddies for the hit job. Probably some fat-ass chunk of cha-ching. Just right for a new start.
Exactly.
That's right, fool.
Buckle up.
Buckle up. Hey, you hearing all right?
I'm looking around like,
So hot.
I just imagine that.
V! Hey, hermano. Your new life?
It starts now.
It starts now.
Hello there, Night City! Stanley here with you, and we got another day ahead of us in this city of dreams. Ooh, I love this town. Love it like you might love a mother who popped you out on the steps of an orphanage once and now stops you to ask
If you got a smoke for her.
Every new day here means 100 new arrivals.
I wish we
but
could have
only
done
half
some of
these
these
guns will
missions.
survive a year, and that's if it's a good one. And why do these peeps come to NC? Well, to be
Like, go get your
street
first car,
samurai like
all that stuff,
Morgan,
that'd be cool.
Blackhand, and Waylon Boa Boa. The greater the risk, the bigger the bounty, kids. Or so they say. But you can only be a
The bigger the
player for
bounty,
so long.
kids.
The faster you live, the faster you burn out. If you don't get a bullet to the brain
First. Wow.
You
NC's Legends. Know where you'll find most of
Come
them.
on. Everybody who's played this game, there's certain parts of this game that you probably just got memorized.
Matters not where you're from.
Matters not where you start.
What matters here
Is the walk you walk.
In Night City, the city of dreams.
Perfect way. That's the very first episode. Cut a corpo's throat. Second episode is Yono in the streets. Hold on, I gotta sneeze. Excuse me. Okay. So in this one, I was trying to introduce. I was trying to give this element of kind of the horror, or like kind of like a mysterious or thrilling element of AI, and trying to showcase this. So there's parts that I've introduced in the story up to this point. At the beginning, again, establishing the corporation. At the end, establishing this in the second episode, establishing their hunt for immortality and all that stuff, and how the world's status is very, very split. And in this episode, I wanted to kind of introduce this element of the unknown. There's something going on that we're slowly kind of peeking into. I was trying my voice acting chops still.
You cannot remain here.
So after the second episode, in the second episode, that's when you plug into Sandra Dorset. So for those who know, you end up catching a bug from that, from jacking into her. That sounded terrible.
What's going on?
For jacking into the port behind her ear. That sounds even worse. Let's just leave that alone.
You get any sleep? No matter. Time got up.
Think I might have caught something when I jacked into that corpo's biomod. Dunno, neurovirus or Need to see Vic. Let him tell me what's got my head reeling, my stomach churning.
Okay, let me take you. I brought you a ride. Throw on some dreads, meet me downstairs.
All right, so I was trying to give a little bit of life to V. You know, goes in, brushes his teeth, changes his clothes, does this, does that. You know, life. Which, once again, something that I hope that they add more of in the new Cyberpunk is elements of living. And I think that if they added ability for us to go to another city, there's this new stuff about them building that train from Night City to Chicago. I think that's where it's at, right? It's going to Chicago. Yeah. So if they're able to do that, that would be really groovy. That would be awesome if we're able to go to Chicago, if we're able to, one of our stories, or if let's say they give us 4 choices to make, 2 out of the 4 can be involving already either living in Chicago or going there somehow, some way in the story. But I think it would be cool to kind of split that up. Some people that originally, if you pick them, you're going to start off in Night City and eventually go to Chicago. And for others, you're going to start off in Chicago and eventually go back to Night City and see the state and what Night City is like. I think that'd be really cool. Final Four. What I'm looking for. All in my blood. Say it ain't so. I'm chipping. I'm chipping in. Can you touch it? I can't scream. Don't try.
Hey V, Regina Jones here. If you're looking for work in Watson, give me a call.
How'd you find me?
How'd you get
How'd you even know my name?
I know where to gather my intel. Could even call me a collector. Later, V.
So you are embarrassed. NCPD! Open up!
We got a call! We're here to help!
So trying to showcase a little bit of the mega building that we live in, giving that its own kind of vibe and trying to give that sensory of atmosphere. This is what the city looks like. What we were in, the corporate world, was this, again, clean, very, very sharp, precise energy, and yet very, very dark. This place here, filthy, kind of grimy, but it's bright, it's vibrant. There's a lot going on. There's like these neon signs and all of this stuff. So I love the juxtaposition of that from the corporal world, especially Arasaka, to this right here. It's like, it's noisy. It's a lot of buzz going on, and none of it is about you. Nobody cares about who you are, except for the people that you have to run into in the game as far as like people.
How you like my new
Lucius Rhine, trusted,
just
proven.
gave me a next-gen ass whooping. He did. Be curious to see how he handles the likes of V. So how about it?
How's it going? Fight's about to start. Not gonna watch, take notes.
Malone versus Hernandez? Nah. Our chrome friend here don't watch TV. Don't talk neither. Only way he communicates is with them fists.
Where'd you get him, Fred?
Off the street. Saw him looking up at me with these big, sad eyes. So I took the poor pup in. Fed him, clothed him. Nah, for real. He's a military bot. Got a sweet deal, and a Choom of mine tossed in a few upgrades. Now, here we are.
Let's do this.
Light on your feet. Keep that head moving.
And I tried to put the intros, these are the intros. I tried to put these in different parts of the episodes. Not always at the beginning. I want to get that concept like V has like some skill. He's not bad at combat, you know, like, so when you see him fighting or you see him doing certain things, this is how I'm trying to establish his ability to do that. You already know V's a badass, but if I'm gonna make this I was thinking if I'm making this an episodic thing, then you establish in some way the character's ability to do whatever they're able to do. That's why Dwayne Johnson, in every single movie he's ever in, he has to play some armed forceman or some special force man or some military dude or some whatever it is that requires him to be as big as he is and as skilled as he is for those reasons. So they establish that by providing that type of background. And this one here, this is my way of establishing, because you haven't seen V fight. You've seen him shoot, but you haven't seen him fight.
I can arrange a fight or two. What do you say?
You go in the ring yourself?
Not anymore.
That was a terrible
too
edit.
much of a beating. Reflexes ain't what they used to be.
There's ways of fixing that. Forensicov should do the trick.
Rather dish out my eddies for something else. It's time I started taking it easy.
You mentioned something about fighting.
I've seen you landing blows in the ring. You've got sharp instinct, good edge. You can go far, especially if you get chipped. These fights, let's just say they aren't legal, but very lucrative.
Yeah, lucrative for who? You or me?
Both of us. I get a small percentage of the total winnings, you know, as your agent. You get the rest.
Oh, I get it. You want to get rich off my blood, sweat, and tears.
Hey, you gotta make a buck somehow, right? At least I'm giving it to you straight. Fights happen in different parts of the city. You choose where you want to go, put down your eddies, and start swinging. You win.
Anytime
you
V
take
sits
home the
down,
pot.
he's always like sitting
Manage to
cross-legged.
drop every last one of them. You get a chance to fight in the grand finale.
A lot of times V sits
That all
down, he's
clear?
sitting cross-legged.
Crystal.
Good.
It is
Oh,
what
except
it
you
is.
won't be setting foot outside or what? Not yet. You start in Kabuki. I believe in you, V. Time to show this city what you're made of.
Guns are sexy. That's one thing Cyberpunk can't do. The crew of Cyberpunk makes sexy looking weapons.
Steady. First after every shot now.
Ever gonna stop singing?
Oh, that was the best performance of Corporate Wars I've ever seen!
You and your musicals.
Let's have a look.
Yo, this is Nova Max. Thanks for the iron. Later.
There was not much dialogue between that and the continuation of the scene, so that was me just trying to add some extra character to this.
Welcome to the N54 News World Report. I'm Jillian Jordan.
Hello, it's time for your local news. The Aratama Matsuri Festival is nearly upon us. To mark the event, the streets of Night City will come alive with exquisite multi-story dashi floats. The festival program will also include musical performances by biwa virtuosos and theatrical performances in the No tradition. The sponsor for the festival is the Arasaka Corporation. And in an exciting development, even Hanako Arasaka has announced her participation in the Dashi Parade. From all of us at WNS News, we wish you a
I was
safe
trying to
and
play that
fun
off as
Matsuri.
we hear about Arasaka's daughter, and we turn back around like, all right, she's coming to town. Like, that's crazy. That's weird.
We gonna talk about yesterday?
It's all in the report.
Oh, I read it. Except there's no mention of me telling you to Delta the fuck out of here.
psycho is a tank on 2 chrome legs. The fuck were you thinking? There's a reason Max Tack exists, you know.
Civilians were in danger. What was I supposed to do? Just watch them get mowed down?
Listen, you, me, and every fucking cop in this city might as well be a civilian next to Max Tack. The day they give us the gear they're packing, go right ahead. Be the hero. Save the fucking day. But until then, you keep your head down and listen to me. That understood?
Man of the hour. Jeez, took you long enough. Worked up an appetite just waiting. Sit down, let me finish this. Then we can drop in on Senor Vector.
Mentioned something about a surprise yesterday. Am I remembering right, or just had a brain fart?
Probably both, because you usually forget shit. But it just so happens, I think I might have bagged us a sweet-ass J.O.B.
Oh, is that right?
I mean, maybe it's
See,
not
and
as big
stuff
as
like
that.
this would be really, really cool, again, to add into Cyberpunk 2. We go to these stands, very similar to a game, Sleeping Dogs. We go into these food spots or these markets, and we can actually sit down and eat and have an animation for that. With Unreal Engine 5, I've said it earlier in this stream, the limitation is their budget and the development team's vision. That's really about it. I think what would be really, really cool for Cyberpunk to do would to release an Unreal Engine version of Cyberpunk 2077, the whole thing, Phantom Liberty, all that stuff, and give us some extra world features that they're testing out in that, and that kind of be a teaser for what is like part of what's to come in Cyberpunk 2. I would pay like $40 to $50 for that. I would pay that much money for an Unreal Engine version of Cyberpunk 2077 that comes out with some extra added stuff on since they're able to use Unreal Engine 5 and completely kick ass and add some things that they are going to be like, this is what's going to be in Cyberpunk 2.
Just that it's fronted by a little-known someone named Dexter Deshawn. Only the top fixer in Night fucking City. Fat-ass black Jesus of the afterlife. 300 pounds of partly gold-plated coup.
How'd you manage to pull this? Trading your spleen or something? As far as I know, we're not the type to get fingered by Dex.
You, me? Oh, but T-Bug, she's the one that hooked us up. Got us talking. Knew it was a done deal the moment he laid eyes on me. 'Cause come on, ain't nobody who can resist this. Am I right?
Sure, Jack. Whatever you say. What's the latest spec on him? I know you got info to spill.
He's been off the grid for about 2 years. Word on the street was, took a little vacay.
2 years? That's exile, not a vacation. What was he up to?
Guessing he shoved pizzas in his mouth while jerking off to hardcore virtues. Important thing is he's back. Needs a fresh crew, and he found us.
So what's the gig? We meant to come out in one piece?
Our Lord and Savior wants to tell you everything himself, face to face. Oh, no pressure, but this whole deal.
I'm like looking around because I got this system malfunction popping up on the screen. So in the character,
without me.
Okay.
T-Bug and Dex go way back, and my face is yesterday's news. Oh, Dex says he needs to check you. Talk to you. Look, V, it's his job, his rules. I can't blame him for taking a personal approach. And it ain't as bad as you think, okay? Trust me.
Guess I got no choice then.
Dex is a real deal when it comes to fixers. Don't get me wrong. Don't got nothing against the Padre or Wakako, but Dex is in a league of his own. You know what I'm saying?
Don't get me started on fixers. They catch a client, find the cheapest gong to do the job, then drop their corpse at a landfill.
Shit. Hit the nail on the head, V.
I know.
Gracias a Dios. Estoy lleno. Brought your wheels. Gave them to my guy yesterday to smooth
If you
over
look,
the dents after our,
it comes from like back here.
Appreciate it.
Some top-notch work Miguel did. Rides like it looks. Factory new.
We'll see about that.
So we rolling or what?
Let's feel this factory new
Let's
Right.
feel this factory move, Jack. I want to know. I want to know. I can't sing. I'ma sing anyway, baby.
First stop. Ripper Doc. And Holmes. Easy on the gas, huh? I just ate. I was supposed to stop by Vic's anyhow. I got a date. Me and Misty.
You don't say.
She's so sweet. Really gets me, you know?
I tried to drive as smooth as I possibly could. Transform you. Mind life creator. Oh, mind life creator transforms you. Must restore the transformer.
Yeah, this is it. Come on, B. Find me once Vic's done
Metamorphosis.
dusting your circuits. We'll hash out
All right,
what Dex
good to
has
see
cooked
Vic.
up for
We
us.
get to link up with that old Choom there. He looks like the guy from Last Action Hero.
Look at that show!
Oh, yeah?
Get next to him. I'll snap a still of you arresting him for revealing government secrets.
Open your mind before it is too late!
Dr. Vector will see you now.
I'll sit tight over here. Me and Misty got a little catching up to do.
You look pleased.
Because I am. Always. But we got a new job lined up from a big hitter at the afterlife.
Open your mind
Is it gonna be dangerous?
too late!
Don't you worry, mi amor. We're bulletproof.
If you turn a blind eye to their existence,
Don't worry, baby. We're bulletproof. Again, trying to foreshadow some shit.
that must have hurt. Wow! To the corner. He's looking for a way out. Just looking for a breather here. Balloon drops. That one.
Vicky, spry as ever, you old ripper. It's good to see you.
Good to see you too, V. Oh, wow. To what do I owe the pleasure today?
Last gig. Had to jack into a client's neuro socket. Think I might have gotten spiked.
Experiencing migraines, nausea, hypersensitivity to bright lights?
Whole kit and caboodle.
All right, kid. We'll sort you out in a flash. Besides that, how are things?
Oh, I forgot
Met a new
that I
fixer.
did that.
You gave me a job.
I just read
Do ya?
that,
Hypersensitivity
and I put
to
a
bright
little
lights?
contribution
Whole
to
kit and caboodle.
the actual voice
All
actor
right,
in
kid.
there.
We'll sort you out in a flash.
Member of NC Devils, Night City legend, best voice in the city.
Besides that, how are things?
Met a new fixer. He gave me a job. Name's Dexter Deshawn.
Known quantity from the afterlife. No denying you're moving up.
But something you're not telling me, Vic?
Keep your guard up, that's all. I've heard some things about Dex. He's not as chill as he makes himself out to be.
Need some new kit, but tools, not toys, Vic. Time I bumped up my sights and got a grip.
Really?
And I've got a lot of the scenes
finally?
shot for the next
Vic, shit's
episode.
getting real. Got a job from Dexter Deshawn, hitting the major leagues. Need tech that can perform.
The Dexter Deshawn? Well, that is something. But let me guess. Hasn't paid you yet.
Quit crying, Vic. I'll bring you the Eddies later, with interest. You know I will.
Last time. You hear? Chair, please. Sit down and relax. Kuroshi Optics. Best I've got, and should be about right under the circumstances. Now jack in.
Kuroshi? Whoa. Vic, nothing tops that on the market.
Sounds like it could come in handy then.
I gave you my word I'd pay you back, but this might be too rich for my blood.
We'll work something out. Right now, I'm just out to make sure you get back in one piece. Eddie's in hand. You peruse and choose while I scan. See what's going on inside.
Yeah, giving that world some more pop, you know, like what you get to choose, what you get to do, what's this all about? And augmentation is part of it. Telling this machine what I want it to do to me.
Scanner displays data on your cornea. Cherry on the top's a built-in external lens disruptor. In layman's terms, any surveillance cam will capture your face as a blur. Just remember, your body will still show up as crystal clear. This should do the trick. Talks to Kuroshi Tech, too.
I'm ready. Carve away.
Carve away, baby.
Excellent. Let's do this. Lay that major league arm of yours right here.
So, what's new in the life of Victor Vector?
Yeah, if I'm being honest, not much. And that's fine with me.
Tried to showcase some of the
I used to live in a world where all that mattered was who's who, what's what, and how's why.
A bit more
what happened?
Character development.
One day I just dropped
they have it there.
Never look back.
But as you play the
I'll
game,
never be
some
a
folks
legend
may
in
not
this
go
town.
back and pay
I've
attention
been
to that stuff.
sleeping nights ever since.
And in this, I
Just
wanted
like
to
that.
give. That's part of
Thanks.
it. I just wanted to show light to the things
Now,
that
a bit of
a lot of the
anesthetic
things that
and
went
I
into
can
the
start
game,
cutting.
even though the game had to be
Feel
rushed
anything?
at the end.
Same as always. Don't feel a thing. You ask me that every time, you know? Not as if things are gonna be any different today.
Sure thing, kid. I mean, not like there's any risk of a stroke or paralysis, but what do I know? I'm just a doctor. That's what I thought.
Yeah, right.
Lights out for a minute, all right? Okay, let's test this. See the magic in action. Linking you in. You might feel a little discomfort at first. Blurred vision, low contrast, glitches. Well, how's it look? Feel all right to you?
Oh, this is fantastic, Vic.
Oh, beautiful. Time for the scanner.
Oh, my light. I'll have to turn my system back on. But
It
I might end the
take
stream
you
here
a
in
few
just a bit
seconds to
anyway. We've been streaming
adjust.
for 3 hours.
But first time's rarely the charm, with anything, really.
Food in my system.
Scanner should eventually
maybe I can
sync
come
with your
back,
thought processes.
Stream a little bit. I'm taking
read your
tomorrow off, so
intentions.
I can come back and definitely stream again. But yeah, I'll just pause it right here. I'll give a shout out to my boy JT. Thank you so much for commenting in there, man. And thank whoever came in and chilled with me. If you want a shout out from me, just hit me up in the comments. Y'all can say what's up, what's happening, hey, how you doing, what's good, space. You know, just link up with me and I'll give y'all a shout out, man. I love y'all, man. Oh, and also shout out to my member, Jesus criminy. Simon Robert, thank you so much for your love and your support. I appreciate you. This hug is on him. This hug is on them. This hug is on me. Much, and if I feel like it, I may come back later on tonight. Who knows, man? But I'll catch y'all in a bit.